We start October 2024 with a solar eclipse and end it with a fight between Mars and Pluto, the bullies on the playground. So to say that this is an energetically volatile month is actually a complete understatement. So if you want to know how to best prepare for the astro weather ahead and how it may impact your relationships, grab your birth chart and let's dive in. Welcome back, my Astro family, to another one of my monthly forecast videos. Today we are deep diving into the astro weather of October 2024. And yes, it is going to be a wild one. And yes, I know that you keep hearing that from me and other astrologers month after month after month. And you're like, okay, do they just say this all the time? No, it's the vibe of 2024. We are in a potent energy of needing to destroy, to break down, to destruct, to shift and end and release and let go of so many parts of not only our lives, but in the collective world we live in. Because next year in 2025, we are going into energies that have not been felt by anyone on planet Earth. We have very powerful, potent shifts ahead. And in order to step into the new, we have to change what is currently. And so now, as we finish 2024, the final 3 months of October, November, and December, we have some massive last minute shifts and changes that have to take place. And sometimes the cosmic weather has to be big and dramatic to make it happen. So that's what we're going to prepare for today. Make sure not only do you have your birth chart, but you're going to want to grab your calendar and, of course, your 2024 Astrology Alchemy journal so you can take notes and not forget to fill out your journal prompts for the astro weather events of October. If you're new to me and new to my channel, hi, welcome in, welcome to our astro family. I am a Western tropical astrologer. I use whole sign systems when it comes to general videos like this. And I call myself the relational astrologer because my passion is to use astrology as a tool to help you have better relationships in all areas of your life, not just romantic. And so in my astro forecast videos, I love to take this lens of what the planets are trying to teach us and how that may show up in the relationships in our life. Whether you're a business owner and trying to understand how your clients are going to be behaving for the month ahead, or your coworkers, why they might be running late for work because there's a Mercury retrograde. If you are a parent, you can understand why your children might be acting up around new or full moons. And of course, if you're in a romantic relationship and you understand how the cosmic weather is not only playing out for your birth chart, but for the birth chart of your partner, you might give them a little bit more grace and patience. There's so many ways that we can use the tool of astrology to have better relationships. I dive way more into that in the podcast I am releasing. I am so excited. You will see it launched very shortly after this video comes out in the month of October. So I hope you enjoy it. And for my monthly forecast videos, this is how it works. We kick off with a beautiful general overview. Do not skip this part of the video. I know you want to rush ahead to your rising sign forecast, and you can go ahead and do that, but make sure you circle back to not only the overview that we're going to do to help you understand the overlying cosmic weather of the month ahead, an energy that not only you, but people around you might be feeling. After the overview, then, we get into my favorite part of all my videos, my top 5 transits that I know will heavily impact your relationships. This is where we niche down a little bit more, where we can look at the actual astro weather events that are going to be impacting relationships in our life. And then after that, we will dive into the planet by planet breakdown. So after you watch your rising sign forecast, after you check out the overview, make sure you head to the timestamp for your primary life coach. Now, if you don't know who your primary life coach is, it is going to be the planet that rules your rising sign. If you're new to me, you're probably hearing this concept of planets as life coaches for the first time, but each planet is teaching us lessons in different ways. And our master teacher, our primary teacher, is going to be the planet that rules our rising sign. So make sure you're paying special attention for the month ahead forecast, what your primary life coach is up to. If you're not sure, here is a chart. Look for your rising sign. You can find your primary life coach and head to that timestamp. After the planet by planet breakdown, we will get into the date by date breakdown. Then you are going to want to have your calendar, because I'm going to go through week by week what's in the stars and what active weather events are going to happen on particular days in October. So you can look at your calendar and either rearrange some things or cancel some things completely, especially if it's towards the end of the month. And then, of course, we get into the rising sign forecast. So you have your timestamps. You can bop around to what is applicable. Make sure you save this video so you can come back and listen to the date-by-date breakdown. Maybe you want to listen to each week as it comes up. And of course, don't forget that I have my Astro Weather Telegram channel where you can hop in with us and get your daily voice memos so you don't have to watch hours and hours of content here on YouTube. You can just get the Astro Weather on the day of when it's applicable. And I also help you understand how to navigate your relationships on a daily basis using the Astro Weather as a guide, as a compass. So you can find a link in the description box for a free 7-day trial. Come hang out with us, see if you want to hang a little bit longer, and if it is beneficial for you to make sense of the chaos in your life and have better relationships. So let's just jump right into the overview. We have so much to discuss here, so let's get right into it. As we move into the month of October, we are coming out of this grand water trine energy that's been building at the end of September. Remember, we have Venus in a trine with Mars, in a trine with Saturn. This is the undercurrent of the first half of the month. Water energies are in flow. It allows us to tap into our intuition, and it deals with Venus and Mars, the feminine and the masculine, and Saturn in that third piece of the triangle saying, hey, I'm going to come here and infuse the discipline needed, the commitment level that's needed, the hard work that is necessary to create stronger foundations. So Mars, we can take action towards Venus, things that feel pleasurable and beautiful, things that are more balanced and fair and harmonious. We are in Libra Sun season after all. So as we move into October, the sun in Libra is still highlighting and shining a spotlight on the Libra area of your chart, where you are going to be focusing your energy and attention. You want to focus your light on the Libra area of your chart. Now we kick off with that solar eclipse at the beginning of the month on the 2nd. Once we have that solar eclipse, we will then fade out of the ecliptic portal by the time we get to the full moon on October 17th, which will be a full moon in Aries. Now, the new moon is going to be very potent for relationships. I will break that down in the new moon video, but just so you know, a little preview here is when we are talking about that new moon solar eclipse, we are not only talking about the relationships we have intimately in our personal lives, but we are also looking at the larger collective energy of the tribe. We know that there's a lot of shifts in store for us in 2025, energies that we've never felt before, planets moving into certain areas of our birth chart that we've never felt before. And so as the whole world goes into this new portal, this new timeline, this new reality of shifting energy, there's going to be chaos. And if there is chaos out here, there cannot be chaos in our relationships. So that eclipse is going to eclipse out a lot of relationships that are causing disruption, that is causing havoc, that is causing this chaotic energy that doesn't allow us to navigate the larger chaos of the world. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of relationship stuff popping off at the beginning of the month. Venus is heavily active the first half of October. And then when we get to the second half of October, Mars takes over. Mars is going to be the ruler then of the full moon in Aries, which is literally the most volatile, chaotic placement of planets that we could have during a full moon in Aries. Remember that Aries is the toddler under 7, so it can be throwing temper tantrums, it can have us feeling very volatile and aggressive and angry, emotional, and of course we're gonna just have this intensity. When we get to this full moon, this is where not only is Mars the ruler of the full moon, but he kind of takes over for the second half of the month as he gears up for his fight with Pluto. I consider Mars and Pluto the bullies on the playground because Mars is the warrior. He's going to fight for what he wants, right? He's going to go after it. He's going to be aggressive. It's the masculine energy of driving us and our motivations. And Pluto just wants to destroy things. He just wants to blow it up. He's got to the underworld. He's going to go deep to pull things out by the roots. And so when you get Mars and Pluto together, it is just the battle of aggression, of destruction, of who's going to be the last man standing. And what doesn't serve us anymore is literally going to crumble. And when we put Mars and Pluto together, we get the energy of Scorpio. That's where the sun is going to be. Now, when we get to Halloween, that is really in the sky, ending the month of October, where I'm like, oh Lordy, what is going to happen? Not trying to fearmonger at all, but let's pull up the chart of Halloween and look at it. We have the sun in Scorpio. This is an energy where we're all digging deep. We're all trying to investigate. We're all trying to figure out what's happening. We're all going through a transformation of sorts. We're very intuitive. We're looking and revealing things. We are looking literally under rugs and in closets, trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. And Mars fighting with Pluto, last man standing energy. By this time, the moon has made it from Aries all the way to Scorpio. So not only that, we are now gearing up for the Scorpio new moon, which is also going to be in this square fight energy with Mars and Pluto, the rulers of the new moon in Scorpio, kicking off November. We have Venus in a fight with Saturn. So things breaking in relationships, things not working in relationships. Like Venus isn't going to be very happy on Halloween. And then we just have this new moon brewing that is going to be the new beginning, the new reality after things have been destroyed by Mars and Pluto. So now zooming back to the 13th, that is going to be a very active day. We have 4 astro weather events happening on that day. On the 9th, we're going to have Jupiter going retrograde. This is a very important energy to understand, especially for business owners. I talk a lot about this in my one-on-one consults with anyone that is an entrepreneur, because as Jupiter moves forward, he brings us gifts, blessings, expansion, growth, and opportunity. But when Jupiter retrogrades, he pulls them back. And so essentially what we have to do is we have to go back to the gifts that Jupiter has already given us. That might be clients, that might be job opportunities, that might be a creative project that you've already started, and you have to go back because you're not getting anything else new and squeeze a little bit more juice out of those lemons to make more lemonade. And then in February, when Jupiter comes out of retrograde and gets back on track, then some of those blessings might come forward again. But we're going to wrap up 2024 with Jupiter retrograde and then eventually Mars going retrograde as well. So a slow end to the year. We want to get as much done as we can in the first half of October. You don't want to wait for anything till the last minute of 2024, okay? Just keep that in mind. The more we can get done, the sooner, the better we're going to do as we end the year. Now, also Pluto is going to come out of retrograde as well in the middle of the month, and he is going to be forward momentum, full fighting power by the time he gets to that fight with Mars and his final moments of Capricorn. This is a huge energy to pay attention to. He's at that anaretic degree. His final moments by the end of November, he is gone out of Capricorn once and for all for 250 years. So this is his last moments. And Mars is going to bring the surge and the charge to Pluto to destroy whatever is necessary. So we are definitely going to see this play out. And then also just remember, Mars is in Cancer, an energy that we are going to have to get used to all the way until April of 2025. This is very rare because Mars typically spends about 6 weeks in a zodiac energy. And instead of 6 weeks in Cancer, he is now doing 8, because as he's about to retrograde, he's slowing down as he's going to retrograde back. We're going to get a little break in November and December, but by January, he's coming right back into Cancer, and he's going to then oppose and fight with Pluto again as he's retrograding. Pluto will already be in Aquarius at that point, so it will look different. The fight will play out different, but the fight is for the future. The fight is for the collective. The fight is to move forward, after the fight was to destroy and break things down. And remember that as Mars is in the zodiac energy of Cancer, this is ruled by the moon. And we talked about this in the Astro Weather Telegram channel. I did an entire Saturday education on this. So everyone that's in that Telegram group, you know what I'm about to say. That when Mars is in Cancer, Mars rules our energy levels, our chi, our stamina, our drive. And with Mars in Cancer, we're going to go through many lunar cycles. And wherever the moon is in the sky for 2 to 3 days at a time, our energy levels are going to be anticipated by the energy of the moon. What is the moon up to? So for example, when the moon is in Aries, Mars likes that because Mars rules Aries. So those 2 days of the lunar month, those 2 days of October, you're going to feel driven and motivated, lots of chi, lots of stamina. But on days where, let's say, the moon is in Cancer, you're going to feel like you want to hermit, you want to rest, you want to nourish yourself. So we talked about this in the Astro Weather Report because this is going to play out month by month by month until April. So once you get used to this, you can plan your month ahead and understand why your energy levels are fluctuating every 2 to 3 days and anticipate how you're going to feel before you feel it. So very important. If you want to deep dive again into our Astro Weather Telegram channel, all of our education days are archived. So you can go in and binge watch all the education I've done on astrology, You can hop into our group chat. Of course, you will get your daily voice memos every single day to navigate the astro weather. I do some channeled messages, and you will just learn so much about using this tool of astrology, not only for your daily lives, but ultimately my goal is to help you have better relationships. So you can understand why relationships are going wonky, especially for the end of the year. So again, 7-day free trial in the description box. Come in, say hello, hang out with us, see if you want to spend some more time with us over on Telegram. So with that, let's kind of wrap it up and move on to my favorite part of all of my videos, my top 5 transits for the month ahead that I know are going to impact our relationships heavily. So we want to be aware of them and we want to understand why it's happening and what we can do about it. So the first transit that I know is going to impact our relationships is my favorite one. It is the fact that we are in Libra Sun season. When the sun moves through the zodiac energy of Libra, not only do we welcome in the fall equinox, but we also celebrate soulmate season. Because essentially the sun is shining down the rays of Libra onto us, which wants partnership, connection, collaboration to blend our energies and merge it with another person. Whether it's business or clients or friendships or romantic, we feel this tendency from the sun to want to connect. But we also want to make our life beautiful and pleasurable and balance things out and be in this beauty of life as we're in the second half of the astrological year. Now, I nicknamed it soulmate season as well because I've kind of done some personal case study over the last couple of years, not only in my astrology practice, but also in my general life, that most couples who either meet up, get together, or have gotten married during Libra Sun season are the ones that make it a really long time. So let me know in the comments below if your anniversary is during Libra Sun season, because I have just talked to so many people that have been married a really long time, and I asked them about their marriage date, and they tell me it was during Libra season. So I feel like even if you are single, you have the potential to meet someone during this energy, as the sun is bringing and illuminating the vibe of connection, of people wanting to get together. And I think also when we think of energy at large, we are going into the winter. We want to hibernate. We've had our fun in Leo season and fun over the summer, that people are more likely wanting to get into relationships during this time of year. So it coincides with Libra Sun season. I know this will impact all of our relationships heavily. Libra Sun season goes from the 1st of October all the way till the 22nd, where the sun will move into Scorpio. A whole different energy, a whole different vibe for the second half of the month. Second astrological weather event that I know will impact our relationships, and you're going to want to mark it on the calendar and pay attention, is that on the 14th of the month, Venus is going to oppose Uranus. This is going to be a potent energy, as Uranus wants to shake things up. He wants to move us towards the future. He wants to take our shackles off and give us freedom and move forward in a way that we've been needing to do for a long time. And Venus rules all the things that we love. Our relationships, our finances, our creative projects, our material possessions, all could get a shake up on that day. Relationships, something might change and shift out of left field. Information might come out of left field. A surprise. You all of a sudden meet someone unexpected. We had this opposition where it's like something has to change. Some energy has to be disrupted so that the relationship can move forward. This is a day where I really can see a lot of people breaking up, separating, divorcing, contracts falling apart, business entities and corporations with partnerships kind of cracking. We could just see a lot of disruption in bonds that have been formed, because Uranus is like, we're going to the future and this isn't working anymore, so it has to be disrupted. And that leaves us feeling free and excited for new possibilities. Now, this astrological weather event is coinciding with the fact that Venus has gotten support up to this point from Mars and Saturn. Remember that triangle in the sky, the grand water trine, where Saturn's been saying, we got to do hard things. We got to figure out who we're committed to. We got to lay down some boundaries. And Mars is like, let's take action. Let's do it so that we feel safe, so we feel nourished. We've been talking about this grand water trine for quite some time, and I break it down in the new moon in Libra video, which is the third astrological weather event that I know will heavily impact our relationships. The solar eclipse on October 2nd, ruled by Venus. A huge, powerful, potent relationship new moon, with being an eclipse, a new moon on steroids. The South Node removing things, removing relationships from us that don't serve. Venus being the landlord here, in the energy of the trine with Saturn and Mars, and ecliptic energy bringing fated, destined relationships to us or removing the ones that don't serve, which then piggybacks and leads to Venus then opposing Uranus and the change and the shift and the unexpected breaking having to happen. So they piggyback off of each other. If you want more information on all of that, just go watch the in-depth video I put out on the new moon in Libra, where we're going to navigate relationships specifically, as it is a powerful energy for relationships in all areas of our life. The fourth astro weather event then that will impact our relationships heavily in the month of October is going to be the full moon in Aries, because that full moon is our relationship moon of the year. I say that because the sun is in Libra, highlighting relationships, highlighting partnerships, highlighting the balance and the beauty that we receive from relationships. But the moon is over in Aries, which is about me. It is highlighting, full moon, illuminating myself, my dreams, my wants, my desires. Am I getting what I need out of relationships? Am I putting myself first? Where have I lost myself in this relationship? So it illuminates these axes of me versus we. And something has to shift. And remember, it's a powerful full moon with the energy of Mars and Pluto and Venus and Scorpio. Like, it is going to be a lot going on at that full moon. So very impactful for relationships. They might come to a culmination point. There might be some fights that have had, especially after the Venus-Uranus opposition, and literally separations or people saying, you know what, we have to part ways. And then we have this full moon where it gets hot and heated and aggressive. So just not feeling it. I think relationships are going to either make it or break it this month. Very potent energy. Those who are left standing with us by November are going to be the tribe that we need for the new energy ahead. And then the fifth astrological weather event that I know will heavily impact our relationships happens on the same day as that full moon, with Venus moving into the zodiac energy of Sagittarius. So she's still in Scorpio. Mars is home during that full moon. But then she moves into Sagittarius for the rest of the month. And now we get to be more freer. We get to be more optimistic. We get to be more adventurous in relationships. So whatever is broken away and left behind from the eclipse, the volatility, the unexpected twists and turns from Uranus, the fights and arguments at the full moon, then immediately after that, Venus goes into Sagittarius. And now our relationships feel like, I want a new adventure. I feel optimistic. I feel excited. Venus in Sagittarius is the gypsy. She's ready to wander. She's ready to explore, ready to have new experiences. And it leaves us feeling like now we have space to do things that really light us up. And so I'm grateful for that energy as we wrap up the month. That is how I see relationships being impacted for the month ahead. Of course, there are many other transits that impact our relationships, but we can't get into all of them here. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do my planet by planet breakdown. Y'all know I'm going to get out my poster board. We've got all the planets on here. I'm going to take them off. We're going to put them back on one by one. Remember to watch for your primary life coach, but you are going to want to know what the other planets are up to. Grab your birth chart as I'm going to put the degree points on the screen here of where each planet is going to be transiting for the month ahead. You can then look in your birth chart to see if you have any planets at those degree points. So you can see if you have a crossover or an activation in the cosmic weather to your own chart. If you want more help with that, or you want to understand that better, I'm going to be doing a October Plan With Me live. I've never gone live before. So if you will come and join me and support me, come say hi in the comments. I'd love to get to know my entire Astro family more than just in the comment section on my videos. But I will then be showing you, we'll go through each planet and I will help you look in your chart to see how it may be impacting you. So that is how I plan my month ahead. You can get a little preview of that in the September Plan With Me video I did. Way out of my comfort zone, so please go show it some love. I've never done that before, but I kind of give you an idea of how I plan each of my months ahead using the astro weather. And so this part of the video, the planet by planet breakdown, is a part of me looking at my chart and where the planets are going to be for the upcoming month and what that may look like in my life. So we're going to take all these planets off, put them back up one by one. Start out with the North and the South node. I left them on the chart. We still have the North node in the zodiac energy of Aries for its final few months, and the South node in Libra, same thing. They will be shifting into the zodiac energy of Pisces and Virgo on January 11th. 111, the nodes of destiny and the nodes of karma change signs. this month, it's very important to understand that the North Node is at 6 degrees of Aries, working backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This month, it is only going to move 1 degree. So essentially, when we have the new moon solar eclipse on October 2nd, that is going to be in the Libra area of the chart, really close to the South Node in its final moments, cutting away, releasing, and letting go Libra relationships that don't serve us, that don't bring balance and harmony into our life. So that is where the nodes are. Then after that, we have Chiron. So Chiron is also in the zodiac energy of Aries, and he is currently retrograde. He is going to move from 21 degrees of Aries back to 20 degrees of Aries. Again, look in your birth chart to see if he is activating anything in your chart around that point in Aries. Chiron retrograde forces us to go back over old wounds, heal old things that we haven't treated or we haven't dealt with yet. Think of Chiron bringing up ouchies, pain points, things are uncomfortable, things that are triggering. There might be something that you've been working on healing and you thought you were doing well, but all of a sudden that trigger comes back to life and you realize you still got some more work to do. Being in Aries, this is the Aries area of your chart, of course, and Aries deals a lot with like aggression, frustration, wounds of self-worth, wounds of your identity, things that need to be healed when it comes to that area of your life. Our pain point and wounds and our triggers are going to be highlighted at the full moon on October 17th because the full moon is going to happen at 24 degrees and Chiron will be at 21 degrees. So very close conjunct where that full moon is highlighted. So things might come up that need some healing. Let's talk about Pluto. We've already talked about Pluto a lot in this video. Pluto will be ending his retrograde this month on the 11th, meaning he is now going back through this final little portion of 29 degrees of Capricorn. And by the time he gets to the end of November, he is done, he is gone, he is not coming back for 250 years, and he will move into the zodiac energy of Aquarius for 20 years. So this is his final hurrah. Coming out of retrograde, regaining strength, regaining power, getting to a point where he is going to destroy, crumble, unearth, reveal anything that has not been handled or processed yet in the last 15 years. Remember, Capricorn deals with institutions, things with structure, things with top down, like MLMs and corporations, anything that kind of has a leader or point of authority, and then other things underneath it. Yeah, that's Capricorn. So Pluto's going to go in and do some overhauling right now. Big, big, powerful energy. His last opportunity to do so. We're going to feel it this month. Now, Neptune, on the other hand, is also at the anaretic degree, moving backwards. He is retrograde, moving from 28 degrees back to 27 degrees of Pisces. As he's retrograding, remember, Neptune this month isn't very active with the other planets, but he was activated during the lunar eclipse we had on September 17th. And because he's retrograde, remember that when planets are retrograde, they go back over things in our life. And Neptune likes us to dream, likes us to hold a vision, sees the higher perspective. We kind of have this foggy, hazy disillusionment. But when he's retrograde, those rose-colored glasses come off. And he's retrograde this entire month. So whatever is playing out in your life, whatever is happening, you need to take it at face value. You are not going to be disenchanted. You are not going to be putting people on pedestals. Like, this is it. He is retrograde for a reason, allowing us to see the truth, take the veil off, and allow us to process the information instead of digging our head in the sand. This is a very powerful energy right now, and I'm glad he's retrograde so we can see what's happening in the light that it needs. Then we talk about Uranus. Again, Uranus this month is going to be active. This is his first full month in retrograde in the zodiac energy of Taurus. So he's going to be retrograding from 26 degrees back to 25 degrees. Again, check your chart to see if you have anything around those placements in Taurus. As he is retrograding in this area of the sky, he is asking us to go back to things that we have not freed ourselves from yet. Remember, Uranus wants to shake up, move us forward. Where are things stuck? Taurus, fixed energy. What is still stuck and stagnant? Where can you not take your own shackles off? And honestly, when Uranus is retrograde, I see him do a lot of work for us where he blows our life up for us. He brings things out of left field. He surprises us. He's like, hey, guess what? We're moving forward whether you like it or not. So choose change or I'm going to choose it for you. So again, Uranus being active this month, he's bringing in the change that we need to move to the next level. Then we talk about Saturn. Saturn this month is still in the zodiac energy of Pisces. He is also retrograde, was also activated at the Pisces lunar eclipse. He is moving from 14 degrees of Pisces back to 12. Now, he is going to end his retrograde next month. So not only is he going to be in a fight with Venus at the end of this month, when we get to November, he ends his retrograde. He is Lord Karma for a reason. So rewards or punishments are dealt out. So you want to make sure you are finalizing your lessons of Saturn in Pisces and you understand what that means, because karma's getting served next month, whether we like it or not. He's had a very active last 3 months. He was the planet that ruled the blue moon that we had in July, also the full moon in June, and also the full moon, the crazy wild full moon in Aquarius that we had in August. So Saturn ruled the full moon in June, July, and August, and was smashed right next to the full moon in September during the eclipse. And next month, he will be out of retrograde. So lots of lessons that hopefully we've been learning. Then we get into Jupiter. Jupiter this month, very active as he is retrograding now officially after the 9th in the zodiac energy of Gemini, going from 21 back to 20 degrees this month. Ultimately, he will end his retrograde at 11 degrees of Gemini. So check your chart, see if Jupiter is retrograding back over anything from 11 to 21 degrees of Gemini. Now, he kicks off his retrograde on the 9th. That is where we're going to see the shifting of energy in the cosmos, specifically in the Gemini area of our chart, where things have been moving forward. We've been getting blessings, expansion, growth, and opportunity, and now things are drying up. Things are sucking back inward, and you got to work with what you've got. You have faith in yourself. You got to see the good, have the gratitude. This is super important. In the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal, make sure that you fill out your journal prompts for the Jupiter retrograde. All the retrograde journal prompts are designed to be filled out 3 times. Once at the beginning of the retrograde, once in the middle of the retrograde, and once when that retrograde is over. The same prompts. Because you're going to see that you're learning the lessons of the retrograde and you are answering these questions differently. You're answering them differently because you have reflected and learned things. So it's a beautiful way to see your growth and your evolution through each planet's retrograde. Don't forget to fill out your journal prompts and also reflect back to July 15th, because on July 15th, Jupiter was at 11 degrees of Gemini. He entered his pre-shadow. So any gifts, any blessings, any opportunities, anything that has expanded in your life since July 15th may be something you have to go back to and squeeze a little bit more juice out of. Maybe you met someone at a networking event, but you haven't really stayed in touch. Now you're not meeting anyone new. No one else is coming into your reality. So you got to go back to the people you've touched base with and get to know them a little bit deeper. Maybe there's a project you've started since July 15th, and now it's like nothing else is working. So you go back to old projects and work on them a little bit more to receive another gift or more blessings. That's how this Jupiter retrograde is going to go. We'll have a whole separate video on it, of course, breaking it down, all the details for your rising sign, etc. But just know that is kicking off on the 9th of this month. Then we move into Mars. Like I said, Mars is taking over the show the second half of the month. Mars in the zodiac energy of Cancer entered here last month, will be here all the way until April of 2025, an energy that we must get used to. And this month he is moving from 14 degrees of Cancer all the way to 28. When we get to November 4th, he jumps into Leo for a brief little pause until he circles his way back into Cancer. Now on the 5th, Mars is going to enter his pre-shadow, meaning anything in our life that we are moving forward on, taking initiative on, starting, planning, strategizing, we may have to circle back to next year when Mars comes back to this area of the sky during his retrograde. So pay attention. This is why I said it's very important for us to wrap up things that we need to get done before the end of the year now. Ultimately, before the 5th, if you are catching that, if there's something you need to initiate that you don't want to have to circle back to, that you don't want to make another plan for, and that you're hoping to receive some blessings for, do it now. Now, after the 5th, as Mars moves forward, he's going to keep creeping in till the end of Cancer. Once he gets to 28 degrees of Cancer, like I said, on the 31st, the last day of the month, he's going to oppose Pluto. That's where we see the fight, the two bullies on the playground hashing it out. Mars, the warrior, the toddler, throwing tantrums, driven towards what his desires are. And Pluto being the big bully that's like, I'll blow this whole playground to pieces. Like, I'm not playing your game. I am just going to destroy and rebirth and start fresh from the rubble with this renewal, rejuvenation energy of brand new excitement. So this is going to be a very interesting energy to see how it plays out. Again, not trying to doom and gloom, just calling it like I see it. And then also we have to know that when Mars comes back from Leo into Cancer, in the beginning of January, he is going to retrograde and then again have another conversation with Pluto. It's going to look different though, because it will be from Leo to Aquarius instead of Capricorn to Cancer. So more we can discuss on that, but just keep all of that in mind, especially if you're an Aries rising or Scorpio rising, because Mars is your primary life coach. If you're a Scorpio rising, it's Mars and Pluto. That's your primary life coach. So my Scorpio risings, we're all going to go through it a little bit over the next couple months. Now we move on to Venus, the star of our show for the first half of the month. She is very active this month, starting out at the beginning of October at 9 degrees of Scorpio, and then she will be moving into the zodiac energy of Sagittarius. She's one of only 3 celestial bodies this month that's moving signs, other than the moon, of course. So Venus will move from Scorpio to Sagittarius, Mercury will move from Libra to Scorpio, and the Sun also from Libra to Scorpio. Those are the only 3 celestial bodies that are making energetic shifts this month. Now, Venus in Scorpio at the beginning of the month is wanting to go deep in our relationships, wanting to unearth and reveal things, wanting to figure out who you can be loyal to, who you can trust, who is betraying you, digging up secrets, wanting vulnerability, wanting connection, wanting intimacy, wanting sensuality in relationships. This is a very primal energy of figuring out who's for you and who's against you. And so we're really feeling that. Now, on the 2nd, she's going to rule that new moon solar eclipse. So very potent energy. She will be in Scorpio in a beautiful harmonious energy to Mars and to Saturn and the 3 water signs here. That is that grand trine that we're seeing, the triangle in the sky. So from the 14th to the 18th, she'll be really active in this trine energy and opposite Uranus. Remember, when we get to that date, middle of the month, 13th, 14th, 15th, that is where we can see this unexpected relationship cracking and shifting with Uranus shaking things up that have been fixed for a long time. Uranus is in Venus's home sign, so she's far away from home. She's debilitated. She doesn't have her full power, but she's wanting to go deep. And sometimes we have to break down what isn't working so we can go deeper with somebody. Now, pay attention to that energy. On the 17th, she will then hop into Sagittarius. Things are going to feel lighter. Relationships have this opportunity to have more fun, more adventure, more lightheartedness, really this kind of like gypsy, free-flowing energy. Just see where it goes with no plan in sight. And then at the end of the month, as she is now in the zodiac energy of Sagittarius, she is going to get into that square with Saturn. So ending the month with hard decisions, tough conversations, boundaries in place, recommitting to things, maybe some other things that are lingering, rules or regulations or structures or systems that need to be put into place in relationships, or also with our finances. You could really see some financial stuff coming up in the world on the 14th, with Uranus being in the financial sign of Taurus and Venus being the financial planet that rules over our finances in Scorpio, which is money shared and tied and connected to other people. So we could really see some money stuff that comes up on the 14th with Venus and Uranus could affect your relationships. So it's like staying together because of the money, or breaking up, and that affects you financially. Corporations, again, kind of getting destroyed, and that affects them financially. So we could just see some money things happening then. And then again, ending it with Saturn, where there has to be new rules or new regulations or new ways of operating within the partnership based on all the things that have happened during the entire month. And then of course we go into Mercury, our mindset, what we're thinking about, how we're communicating, what we're wanting to talk about. We kick off the month with Mercury in Libra at 9 degrees. This is just in time for the Libra new moon solar eclipse on the 2nd. He will be 1 degree away from that new moon, very active at that time. Kicking off the month, Mercury is in a fight with Mars. So Mars is wanting to take action and make decisions and move forward. And Mercury is getting the information, so we know how to move forward. And so right now, we may not want to make decisions too rashly. based on the facts and the data that we've been discovering. This is an energy that will play out for the first week of the month. So just be cautious and careful. Mars in Cancer wants to make decisions that make us feel safe. And Mercury in Libra is about thinking, the balance, the harmony, the peace, negotiating, understanding someone else's perspective, wanting to understand opinions. So we're gathering information about people, about partnerships, how things are working, how they think it should work. We're gathering info in the partnerships to ultimately Mars make a decision that is in our best interest, that makes us feel safe. So that is kind of going on too. Then Mercury will be in a square to Pluto. So this is a date on the 13th where conversations could blow up. People are trying to control and manipulate you with their information. You want to be cautious and careful on that day what you're saying to people. Your conversations could bring massive disruption and destruction into your relationships. So be cautious and careful, but we do have the ultimate goal of peace. So that could be a day for negotiation powers. Coincides again with Venus opposite Uranus. So again, the 13th, 14th, 15th, leading up to the full moon is going to be very active. Now on the 13th, right after Mercury has this tough conversation with Pluto, he's going to hop into Scorpio. Now we're going deep. For the rest of the month, we are going deep. Our mind is computing information of depth, revealing secrets. We become an investigator. We become a researcher. We want to get to the bottom of things. We want to reveal skeletons in the closet. Like, our mind is going to go into that whitewater rapid of just trying to figure out who we can trust. Our intuition is going to be heightened. We're going to have sixth senses about things. So again, at that time is when Mars kind of takes over and we have this huge full moon illuminating things that are pissing us off essentially, and that might cause us to change our relationship status in different areas of our life, because Mercury is like, I can't trust you. I don't want to be vulnerable around you. I revealed this secret. I investigated you. I went deeper with you and I'm finding all this out. Like, it's just intense. There might be a lot of words around power, egos coming out. So Mercury going in that is going to make it a little bit more intense. And also when we get to Halloween, not only do we have Venus in a fight with Saturn, but we're going to have Mercury opposite Uranus. So we're going to have that on Halloween as well. So we are now going to have surprising insights, downloads, information, sudden unexpected news. This is where I really see like the end of the month being in the collective world, things coming up and out that are like shocking. And of course, it's right before the election. So the Halloween chart is one that I have had my eye on for quite some time, and we shall see how it plays out. Then we move into the two lunations of the month. Of course, we have the new moon solar eclipse on October 2nd. We've talked a lot about that already. Just remember, it is a south node eclipse, so it is vacuuming and sucking out relationships, partnerships that don't serve us, that don't make us feel beautiful or pleasurable, but it's a new moon, so it gives us this opportunity for fresh new energy in all relationships in our life. And then, of course, on the 17th, we've got that full moon in Aries. The sun will be in Libra, the moon in Aries with Chiron in the north node. So it's going to illuminate and highlight where we need to focus our energy and attention back on ourselves, put our own oxygen mask on, step into our main character energy, all the things that we should have been learning as we've been getting a PhD in Aries energy with the north node here since last summer. And then, of course, lastly, let's talk about our sun seasons. Remember, wherever the sun is, it shines a spotlight on, it highlights, it illuminates a certain energy in the sky for us to feel, and also the area of your chart you should be focusing your light, your energy on. So we start out the month, of course, Libra sun season, the soulmate season. I love this energy. We are going to have the sun dance through Libra into the zodiac energy of Scorpio. Once we get to the 22nd of the month, with the sun in Libra, we are meant to make our life aesthetically pleasing, bring balance into our life, find things that make it feel beautiful, take ourselves on dates, hang out with people, build connections with people. But then when the sun moves into Scorpio, things again get intense, they get deep. It highlights and illuminates this vulnerability, this intensity within partnerships. We are going to want to get to the nitty-gritty bottom of things. This is where a lot of intuition and spiritual occult practices come to light. It deals with sex, death, taxes, inheritances. All the taboo topics are on the table as the sun is forcing us to look at this collectively and personally. And also wherever Scorpio is in your chart, the sun is going to come visit for the upcoming 30 days to shine a spotlight on that area of your life. So hopefully you kind of have a general idea now where all the planets are going to be in the sky, where it is impacting your birth chart. And if you want more personalized attention, you've noticed that a lot of these planets are crossing over certain areas of your chart. And you're like, what does this mean? How do I work with it? We can book that one-on-one reading in the description box below. You can get on my calendar. Don't forget, I have 2025 astro forecast reading spots open now. They're going to book up very fast, as they usually do towards the end of the year. So if you do want to get your reading in before January 1st, and you want to have your 2025 Astrology Alchemy Journal in time, make sure you pre-order this and get on my calendar so you have everything you need to kick off the brand new energy we've never experienced yet on planet Earth for 2025. So with that, now we're going to move into the date-by-date breakdown. Grab your calendar, as we are going to go what's in the stars week by week to help you navigate the month of October and see if you have anything on your calendar that is in alignment with the cosmic weather, or do you need to do some rearranging or canceling of events. So with that, I'm going to take everything off. We're going to start back over on the 1st of October, work our way all the way to the 31st of Halloween. So we're kicking off the beginning of the month on October 1st, looking at what's in the stars from October 1st until the 5th. This week, we only have 3 astro weather events. Of course, we are kicking off the month with the new moon solar eclipse on October 2nd, with the sun and the moon highlighting and illuminating the Libra area of our chart, looking at relationships, what brings us balance, what brings us harmony. And of course, the South Node is here, cutting away and removing anything that doesn't serve us. So we have space for new relationships, new partnerships, new things that make our life more beautiful. During that new moon, of course, we have Mercury in Libra right next door. As Mercury is here, he is going to bring messages and information, allow us to communicate and have conversations with people in our life that we are in partnership with, so that we can make more decisions. Now, when we move to the 4th of October, we are going to have Venus in a trine to Saturn. This is a day where Venus, our relationships, our finances, our material possessions, things that we value and hold dear, have an opportunity to be boosted by Saturn. Remember, Saturn teaches us lessons. He throws us obstacles or curveballs or says, no, it's not going to work. But when there's a trine, when there's a supportive aspect on October 4th between these two planets, Saturn's like, I'm going to help you put in the work. I'm going to help you figure out who to be disciplined and committed to. I'm going to help you do what is necessary so that you can have more beauty and pleasure in your life, so you can go deeper. This is going to be a water trine. This is the energy that factors in with Venus and Saturn and Mars, all in water energies, the undercurrent of how we're feeling right now. Remember, this water grand trine is bringing in this energy of either the water can flow or the water can fight against you. So are you swimming upstream, or are you swimming downstream and going with the current? This energy is allowing Saturn for you to make that tough decision of what is best for you and what relationships feel like they are in flow and ease, and which ones are you paddling really hard upstream to keep in your life, and it might not be worth it. So then after that, on the 5th, we have Mars in Cancer, reaching the point in the sky that he will ultimately retrograde back to. So this is his pre-shadow phase. Anything that you kickstart, initiate, launch, Mars, take action on, a game plan you're formulating of some sort, you may have to circle all the way back by the time we get to February, where he will come back to this exact same point in the sky. So just take note, take inventory. If there's anything that you can get launched or started on at least before October 5th, that would be even better. But if not, just take note, you may have to come back. Now that is the end of week 1 of October. Not too crazy. This ecliptic portal, this ecliptic energy will be open all the way until we get to the 17th of October. So keep in mind, whatever happens on the 2nd may ripple over not only through the rest of this week, but also into next week. So that then sets us up and leads us into the 2nd week of October. What's in the stars from October 6th all the way till October 12th? Well, we have a lot of Mercury action this week and some retrograde action. So let's break it down. We have on the 6th, on Sunday, kicking it off right away, Mercury in a square with Mars. Now, this was already potently building up during that solar eclipse last week, but it goes exact on Sunday. Mercury, whatever information we've been gathering, conversations we've had in Libra, partnerships, things that we've been negotiating, things that we've been trying to bring fairness and balance to, we now have to take some sort of action. We have to make some sort of decision from the information we've been getting. So that might be a day where it kind of comes to this point of like, I've gathered enough data, I've gathered enough facts, I've heard enough opinions, and I'm ready to move forward in some way. Mars taking action. Now, on the 8th, we are going to have Venus in that trine with Mars. That's when that trine, that triangle in the sky between Venus, Saturn, and Mars, where the Venus-Mars goes exact. I love this day on the 8th. This is my favorite day of Libra Sun season, soulmate season, because we have the feminine and the masculine, Mars and Venus in a trine in a harmonious aspect in water energy of empathy and compassion, of emotions, of intuition. This is going to be a day where sex, resources, money, creative projects, all these things could get a boost. This is a day where you might feel very passionate, very sexy, very sensual. Venus and Mars are the rulers of the North and the South node right now, right? We have Mars ruling Aries, where the North node is, Venus ruling Libra, where the South node is. We are still in the ecliptic portal, coming in hot after that new moon solar eclipse. So this is just such a beautiful, juicy day. Emotions might be coming up in your relationships, your ability to have deeper, vulnerable conversations in relationships, building that intensity, trying to figure out what relationships are going to last, what ones are going to make it through this month. So this might be a moment of connection and trying to go deeper. A great day to work well with clients, partners, hang out with your friends, take yourself on a date, meet new people. I love this day. Also, however, on the 8th, we have two other astro weather events happening side by side. One of them is Mercury in a trine to Jupiter. Mercury rules Gemini. Jupiter is in Gemini in Mercury's home sign. So to be in a trine, in a harmonious aspect, that brings favorable energy to this beautiful Venus-Mars trine going on here. So it brings air, Mercury in Libra, air, Jupiter in Gemini, air, to the water, the cooling, calm, compassionate energy of Scorpio and Cancer. So water and air can either be a gentle breeze blowing the ocean with calm waves that feel so good and so nostalgic when you're sitting at the beach, or the air can bring crazy swells of waves that are crashing upon you and making you feel like you're sinking. So it could go either way, but either this is a point where relationships are going to feel really good and juicy and you love them and there's the balance of the feminine and masculine, or all of a sudden it's not going to work and Mercury and Jupiter is going to blow that up through communication, through conversations. This could be a point where really like you have that tough conversation and you get the information you need and you realize this is going to work, it's going to balance itself out, or it's not. So very potent energy. While this is happening, remember Mercury now in Libra is going to be directly opposite Chiron. Very potent energy because this brings up wounds. This brings up pain points. Chiron is retrograde. So when he's retrograde, it's like, did we heal the thing that causes pain? Did we heal the thing in relationships and partnerships that were painful? Or is it still potent? Is it still raw? Is the wound still sore and it hasn't fully healed yet? Right? Is the scab still getting picked over and over again? And so there could be a wound or past thing in your relationship coming up at this time that you have to Mercury have another conversation about. And Jupiter is blowing that up and allowing you to see that and either gain wisdom from it or recognition that this isn't going to work. And so Venus and Mars in the relationship energy of giving and receiving and combining and blending the feminine and masculine is either going to work or it isn't. So I see it being a very favorable day, or a day that sparks that little ignition at the end of the firecracker that can kaboom at the end of the month in a relationship that is meant to be or not meant to be. Then on the 9th, officially, Jupiter is going to go retrograde. So now a lot of our blessings, expansion, and growth opportunities are going to suck up, dry up as Jupiter moves back. We're going to have an entire video breaking that down, giving you dates and diving in deeper into your rising sign so you understand how that could play out. But now we are going to go back to 11 degrees of Gemini, where Jupiter was on July 15th. So reflect back any blessings or abundance or growth that you've received since then. You may have to go back over and try to squeeze a little bit more out of it. So what am I going to keep? What am I going to get rid of? What kind of gift and blessing am I going to keep expanding on? And just remember, this could be a time where things kind of dry up in your professional life, in your business, with your clients, with money. It is Gemini, so it's communication and partnership and all sorts of things when it comes to networking and people connecting with you through information. And then we get to the 11th, more retrograde energy. That is the day Pluto will officially end his retrograde in Capricorn. This is a powerful energy because now we have one more month of Pluto in Capricorn for good for 250 years. As any planet goes into retrograde or out of retrograde, they have to shift their energy. It's a potent density of powerful surging to revert energy in another direction. So as Pluto comes out of retrograde, he is pulling his energy forward. Pluto brings destruction. Pluto is god of the underworld. He is going to death and rebirth things. He is going to bring in that catalyst of alchemy, of energy to a new place, a new space. This is going to be very potent, of course, for Venus, because Pluto rules Scorpio. Venus is in Scorpio, his home sign. And so we are going to kind of see this changing of relationship dynamics as well. We're going to have to go deeper in relationships to understand if they need to be rebirthed energetically or alchemized in some way. As he takes these final moments in Capricorn, it's like, what hasn't been destroyed yet that doesn't have a good foundation? What systems and structures and rules and regulations and things that have been in practice and in place for a very long time don't work anymore. They don't operate. I would not be surprised if there's some conversation around the Constitution, what's working, what doesn't work, an update being needed to the Constitution, a lot more of these type of conversations as we move towards the end of the month, and a lot of people fighting about that, fighting if that should even be a thing or not. Our outer world is changing so that our inner world can grow. That's a big, big thing. The next step, the next stage is on the horizon when we get into November. Pluto is in Aquarius for good for the next 20 years. And then we end this week on the 12th with Jupiter in a sextile to Chiron. So if Mercury was opposite Chiron and he was in a trine with Jupiter, that means Jupiter also is having a conversation with our wounds, with Chiron. So what that can look like is Jupiter expands and blows things up. He is going backwards. So we're having to reflect on a gift or blessing or something we learned, some wisdom we gained around the things that hurt us, our triggers, our fears, things that still haven't been healed yet, that we've had conversations, something came up again in a conversation, possibly in a relationship, and now we have to use our wisdom that we've gained, Jupiter, our life experience, to heal that wound in some way. Sextiles are harmonious. These planets are working together to take the information we received by living life here on Earth School, Jupiter and Gemini, with Chiron, the wounds that need healing, so that we personally, Aries, me, can feel better in my life as I move forward. So we're ending this week very potent, a big active week. Now, next week, we got a lot going on as we move into the volatile, chaotic, crazy full moon in Aries that we're building up to. And there's just so much to discuss this week. So bear with me. We're diving deep into it. What's in the stars from October 13th all the way to the 19th. We start out on the 13th on Sunday with 4 astro weather events all happening at once. Yes, that is huge. Let's break them down one by one. First of all, we have Mercury in a square to Pluto. We don't like this energy. Pluto wants to transform. Pluto wants to investigate. Pluto wants to dig deep. Pluto wants to let things die off if they don't serve us. Mercury is trying to find information. Mercury is trying to find balance. Mercury is trying to communicate with people in our life that we're in relationship with, but we're digging deep. We're trying to make sense of things. And Pluto is like, yeah, well, I'm going to reveal this secret. And I'm going to force you to go even deeper. Ask those tough conversations. Ask those things that are scary, that are taboo, that you don't want to talk about. But some wounds came up and things were illuminated. And we've had a solar eclipse. All these things in relationships have really brought it all to light. And now Pluto Mercury square, tough energy, tough aspect. We're going to have to do something about it to transform it once and for all. Then on that day, the same day when that happens, Mercury is now going to move into the zodiac energy of Scorpio. Now we go deep. Now we dig in. Now we put our investigator hat on. Now we're a researcher. Now we're a sleuth. Now we're a detective. We want to feel every skeleton in someone's closet. We want to unearth the truth. We are willing to dig and dig and dig until we get what we need out of something. Our mind becomes very operational and strategic in trying to get what we need, the info that we need. This is where we see a lot of people, possibly during Mercury and Scorpio energy, looking at their partner's phone, going through people's bank records, like all sorts of secrets are going to come up. Very interesting season. We also want to talk about things about vulnerability, therapy. Superficial conversations are just not going to work in this season as we move through the rest of the month. People talking about the weather, people talking about their clothes, like we want depth. How are you feeling? Who are you voting for? What is your perspective on something? What are you hiding? Like deep, deep conversations. It's almost like we can intuitively hear what's not being said. We're going to be really good at like spiny sense, figuring out what people aren't saying versus what they are saying. So that just kind of plays into the collective energy of everything that we have going on. People are going to talk about the meaning of life and, what they want to do with their kids. Like we're going to get in there now in conversations. So it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out in relationships. On that day, we're still on the 13th. Let's keep moving it along. We have Mars in a square with Chiron. Again, now we have to take action. Mars on the wounds that keep coming up over and over again. How are we going to heal this wound? The scab keeps getting picked over and over again. Mars, we got to take action because Mars is driven and motivated by safety, by security, by nourishment, by comfort. Mars in Cancer is like a mama bear that's triggered. And if you know what, you're going to cause me pain and you're going to bring these wounds up and you're not going to help me heal them. And this scab is just going to keep getting grimier and nastier because it keeps getting picked. We got to Mars move in a different direction. We got to make a new decision. So this will be a very interesting energy. Alongside what's also going on, we have the sun opposite Chiron. So the sun is going to heat up the wounds, bring them to light, bring some intensity. Then Mars is going to get into a fight with that. And Mars is going to say, well, let's change it. Let's do something different. And then the fifth astro weather event on this day, sorry, there's 5. I thought there was 4. The sun is going to trine Jupiter. So Jupiter just blows it all up and says, here's our lived experience. This is what's already happened. I have wisdom that if this doesn't change, it's going to repeat itself because I already lived it. I already saw it. I already know that that's what's going to happen. And now Jupiter is going back and saying, no more newness. We got to go back and fix the oldness of what isn't working. So I really see Sunday kicking off in a big, big, big energy of like, holy moly. So the 13th, be very cautious and careful in all of your relationships. It's not a day to make big decisions. It is a day to buckle up and let the energy play out and just take note of it. Some wounds might be coming up. Some painful things might come to the surface to catalyze and spark you to make a different decision, to move forward in a different way. On the 14th, we continue on with these square energies of the sun now squaring Mars. So this just heats up Mars's decision as he's squaring Chiron, and the sun is opposite Chiron. So we got a T square in the sky going on 13th and 14th. T square, 2 squares with Mars to Chiron, Mars to the sun. Heating up, again, the scabs, the wounds, the things that we keep trying to heal that can't seem to heal. So now we have to take a different action. There could be conflict in the home right now, battles happening in your life with family. Attacks are very prominent with this energy, especially because Libra is partnerships. Aries is the selfishness. Aries is where Mars is at home. And so just be cautious and careful with that clashing energy within family units or neighborhoods, or not a day to really be out and about if you can avoid it on Monday. Now, also on Monday, the 14th, we have Venus in an opposition to Uranus. So again, we talked about that in the planet by planet breakdown and the overview. Go back and watch that, hit those timestamps, because Venus opposite Uranus is a breaking point. This is where I see breakups, separation, divorces, people announcing the dissolvement of corporations, entities, business partnerships. The moment that you decide you don't want to be friends with someone anymore, clients ending their contracts with you. This is a very relationship shattering energy as Uranus comes in left field and says, no more, take the shackles off, liberate yourself. I'm choosing the change for you. You couldn't do it yourself. I'm retrograde. I'm going back over and clearing out the things that are holding you back from living the future. Uranus wants the future. You've been stuck in this pattern, Taurus, for a while. So on the 14th, not only do we have the T square to our wounds from the sun heating up, but Mars is wanting to make moves and make new decisions. And Uranus is like, well, let's blow it up. Let's shake it up. Venus, relationships, money, financial stuff. This is a day I could see some financial market chaos going on as well. So a very, very potent day for instability, resources being taken away, relationships thrown for a loop. Like, I'm not loving the way this week starts. And like I said, we're still building up to that full moon, which is very volatile. On the 15th, then, Venus trines Neptune. Remember, Neptune is retrograde, where usually he has this feeling dreamy and our head in the clouds. He's retrograde. So no rose-colored glasses, having to see the truth, having to see things from a higher perspective, making a decision to see the vision of our life and what we desire, the goals, but this can't work in the way it is. So we're just seeing the truth in a way that we haven't before. Very powerful energy. Being careful of being deceived by someone on this day. Be careful of someone trying to paint a picture of, oh, this is going to get better and I'm going to do the work and we can stay in a relationship. And like someone might be feeding you a lot of dreams a lot of la delusionment, and you might fall for it. So just be cautious of what people are saying, and you might feel very emotional under the surface on this day. Like it's like all this is happening at once. Now on the 17th, we have the full moon. This is the energy we've been building up to this entire week. We have Venus at the anaretic degree of Scorpio in her final moments here. As she is in these final moments, she is going to sextile Pluto. Okay, Pluto rules Scorpio. Venus is at home in Scorpio. They're in a sextile. Sextiles are harmonious aspects. They are when two planets are getting along. They're fusing their energy. Pluto wants to make change, transformation, let something die off, like blow it up, like get down in there and change it. And Venus is like, but I just want pleasure and beauty in my life, and I just want things that feel good. So this is a day where we can get our power back in relationships. We can get a hold of our finances. We get this surge, this dynamic of energy of like, I can do it. I can do it. I can go deep. I can make it happen. It's a critical degree of change being necessary. This is a day where shared finances or trust or wills or taxes or inheritances might show up, but you're like, you know what? I can do this. I can tackle it and transform it. Also, there could be a day of like a lot of passion in relationships. People are really showing you how much they care. They're putting in effort. They're putting in power. Also could be a day where power dynamics are changing in relationships after we had some blow-ups this week, right? Some surprises and tough conversations and pain points coming up. People are like, okay, you're going to have more control over the finances in the relationship, or I'm going to trust my business partner to take on these roles. Like there's a shift of dynamics in some aspect here. Now, I would not be leaving the house on this day at all. It's like this toxicity is bubbling up to the surface, and we've been lighting the spark at the end of a long fuse, and now the firecracker goes kaboom with the full moon in the zodiac energy of Aries. When we can see this, the moon is going to be conjunct Chiron. Again, wounds coming up. The north node is leading us forward, sucking us towards our destiny, towards what we need in our life. The sun is still in Libra, highlighting partnerships that are or are not working at this point. We have a grand cross energy with Mars and Pluto building up here. So it's like lots of squares, lots of powerful, potent energy. Mars wants to fight for a change. Pluto wants to destroy so we can have change. And we are going to have wounds coming up around this. There is so much to talk about with this energy. I don't want to harp on it a lot right here, right now, but make sure you follow me on YouTube, hit subscribe, come back for that full moon in Aries video, because it is going to be the make or break point in relationships. And I really want you to understand what that means, why it's happening, make sense of it, and how to work with the energy so that your relationships can either go forward with you, or you can have a clear peace of mind why they shouldn't. So we'll circle back to that, of course. Just know it's a day of frustration, resistance, like big things. And then right after that full moon happens, Venus will then move into Sagittarius. So we feel freer, we feel more excited, we feel more optimistic. Venus in Sagittarius is like the archetype of the gypsy or the mermaid, where she just swims around freely and sees life for all the beauty that it has. We gain some experience in relationships. Sagittarius is all about trying something different and finding uncharted territory. So maybe being in partnership with people that are normally not really what you would go for, but you're willing to expand and explore a little bit in relationships. We can also see here financially for this upcoming season, money, you being a little bit more frivolous, spending in ways that maybe you shouldn't, being a little less responsible. So just be cautious and careful with that as well as we go into the holidays. And that then ends the crazy volatile week. Hopefully by the time we get to the end of this week, you are still standing, you are feeling good, you're feeling empowered, and you're ready to take on the fourth week of October as we lead up to Halloween. Again, another crazy day in the astrology. So let's break down the fourth week of October, what's in the stars from October 20th till October 26th. Luckily this week, we don't have a whole lot going on. We are just going to put together the pieces of the rubble that the firecracker last week blew up for us, and to prepare for the changes we need to make once we clean up the mess. So on the 22nd, we're going to have Mercury, who is now in Scorpio, having a trine with Saturn. This is harmonious. This is beneficial. Saturn says you can do hard things. This is the reward for having more discipline, talking your boundaries out with people. Mercury's been investigating, Mercury's been researching, we've been finding out information, getting more vulnerable with people, using our intuition to understand what people are not saying. We've learned some secrets, and now Saturn is saying, great, we have that information. Now that builds a new strong foundation. Now we have to trust the information. Now we have to work with the information and do what is necessary to rebuild in a way that is stronger and more secure. So on the 22nd, we could kind of be moving forward through some sort of communication. And the sun now is getting to the final degrees of Libra on this day at 29 degrees, squaring Pluto. Another anaretic degree day where the Pluto is wanting to still destroy, break things down. In his final moments here in Capricorn, he is still gearing up day after day. That Mars-Pluto opposition is getting closer. Now the sun is activating this point as well, and the sun is going to heat it up. So it's a day, again, where we may have some lingering conflicts. We have maybe some more information. Things are heating up. It's like, gosh, this fight isn't going away. This keeps happening over and over again. I need to do something about it. And then we enter into Scorpio sun season. So happy solar return, happy birthday to all of my Scorpio suns. I love your intensity. And now we all get to feel what you feel on a daily basis with the sun moving through Scorpio. This is now our transformation season. This is the season where so many of us alchemize our life. We let things die off. When we look around in nature during Scorpio season, we see the leaves are falling, things are decaying, things are detoxing and breaking down, and we wait out the process of renewal. We just know that what doesn't serve us has got to go. So it is definitely about getting to the root of things. It's going inward. It's looking at our emotions. It's looking at how we feel. It's looking at our ability to connect and be vulnerable with other people. We get a lot of strength during this season, and we kind of become that little cocooned caterpillar that is waiting for the change to happen so we can come out on the other side like a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. So what I would recommend to work with this energy in your Astrology Alchemy journal is definitely go to the Scorpio sun season page, go to the bucket list items and add some of these things to your bucket list so you can harmonize with this cosmic weather, and also check out the positive and the shadow energies that you may experience during the sun season. It definitely is an intense one. And I always say that Halloween was picked to be in Scorpio season for a reason. Then on the 22nd as well, we have another astro weather event. So back-to-back events on this day. Venus is going to trine the North Node. So this energy then adds into all that we've discussed so far this week, because Venus is going to be in a harmonious energy to moving forward towards our destiny. What is meant for us? What have you been working on? What have you been drawing towards in the Aries area of your life? This is your North Star right now. So hopefully you've been stepping into your main character. You've been prioritizing yourself. You're saying yes to yourself. You're valuing yourself. You are accomplishing your dreams. You are putting your oxygen mask on. This is a day where if we've been doing that, you're going to feel so good. Venus in Sagittarius brings optimism and joy, and it's going to feel very good. If you are far off from prioritizing yourself, this is going to be a day where you're going to want to say yes to you. So on the 22nd, lots of shifts, lots of things going on. We can have some relief by the end of the day. Now, luckily this week, we only have the 22nd as a major kaboom day. And on the 24th, we have Mars and a sextile to Uranus. That's it for this week. So 4 things on the 22nd, 1 thing on the 24th. Now on the 24th, Mars sextile Uranus. Interesting energy, because remember, Uranus wants to liberate, wants to shake things up, wants to rebel, wants to do things differently. And Mars wants to take action towards what makes us feel more safe and secure. And we love that energy because this is a day where we cut the crap out. Where literally the things that don't serve us just gots to go. No more of this sticking 1 foot left, 1 foot right. I don't know what to do. We are picking a lane and we're moving forward in this lane. So this is a day definitely where there could be some shakeups, but they're done intentionally. They're done in support of what you really are motivated to have in your life. So I really like this day. I think we're going to feel like electric. We're going to feel inspired. We're going to feel positive about where all of this could go. But meanwhile, it could still be a little sticky. So then we wrap up this week and we move into the final few days of October. And this is where that kind of energy of shift happens as we move into November. This is the day of 2024 that I'm like, eek, oh my God, close my eyes, hide myself in my house. I don't know what's going to happen. I can speculate what's going to happen, but again, I'm not going to be your astrologer that is going to fearmonger or throw things out there and manifest them just by saying them. Don't want to do that with this energy. So let's break it down this final few days of October. What's in the stars from October 27th till the 31st? We start out the week on Monday, the 28th, with 2 astro weather events. We have Mars in a trine to Neptune. This is a day where we want to really pay attention to what we're feeling because Neptune is connected to the other realms. And so this would be a day very much for prayer before acting, sitting in meditation before acting. If you have a major decision to make, asking your spirit guides, pulling cards, a pendulum, like doing some sort of spiritual practice to give you insight, to give you information to move forward with. It's also a great day if you have a creative project that you're working on, whether it's like movies, social media, putting together a play, like something artistic in your home. This could be a beautiful day to take action on that. Also at the same time, that is when Venus goes exact in her square with Saturn. So this is kind of ending the month now with any relationships that we've discovered at this point that aren't serving, that still pick our wounds, that bring less peace to our life and more disruption to our life. We now got to do the hard things. This is now where Saturn steps in a square to Venus and says, you got to do hard things. You got to make a decision. You can't, this isn't going to work long-term, right? We need long-term energy with Saturn. So this is really where I could see that people have either tried to make it work, or they took a pause, or they took a break, or they separated, and it still brought up wounds. And now we have to create new rules, new structures, and new boundaries, and new regulations, new commitments to the relationships if we do want them to continue, or we have to do the hard thing, Saturn, and cut it off and rebuild that foundation. So the 28th could be a big day for the last piece of the relationship puzzles clicking into place. And then on the 30th, we have Mercury officially going into an opposition with Uranus. So this is the same energy that Venus did earlier in the month on the 13th. And now Mars is showing up and saying, okay, Uranus, unexpected surprises, left field conversations, insights, innovation, new ideas, new thoughts. We're moving towards the future, but it can come as a surprise. It can come as something really unexpected. So in a conversation, beware, be cautious on this day. Someone may say something that you're like, whoa, what? I had no idea. Or, whoa, that was brilliant. Like, we need to do something about that. So it is a day of either creative inspiration and the spark of what's next, or information that you just did not see coming. So pay attention on this day. And then the cosmic energy ends this month with Mercury in a trine to Neptune. Again, the conversations that we're having, we are getting the truth. Things are being revealed. We are not putting people onto pedestals, but we have this higher perspective. What I love about Neptune trine Mercury is that it can bring new inspiration, new ideas as we zoom out and we have a more compassionate lens. And we're able to kind of say, okay, well, how could this work? What is the vision? What is the perspective shift that is necessary? What do I believe in? What do I have faith in? And so we're speaking things to life. We are speaking of our bigger, broader perspective. So I love this energy. However, it is Halloween and we do have Mars, Pluto now going exact, a intense energy. Mercury is still in an opposition to Uranus, intense energy. Venus is in that square to Saturn, intense energy. So as we end October, we go out with a bang, we go with a fight, we go with a determination of what's next, what serves us. We've learned a whole lot of lessons this month. And so as we leave October, just know it's not ending in November. It's not ending in December. We have massive shifts on the horizon for the astrology, for the cosmic weather that we are meant to navigate. So buckle up as we leave October, moving. So I know this month has a lot of energy in store, a lot of things that we have to anticipate, that we have to navigate through. If you made it this far through my video, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know in the comments below how you're feeling going into October. Let me know if you have anything going on your calendar that you're like, I'm going to go ahead and rearrange that. Don't forget, we are going to meet up on a live on September 29th on a Sunday evening to do a monthly planning session together for October. Bring your calendar, bring your birth chart. We can chit chat. I'll show you how I create my own Google document, my own calendar. on how to navigate all the cosmic weather. We can do more of a deep dive than what we talked about today. And I'm going to send you guys so much love and light to get through this month. And now let's get into the rising sign forecast. My Aries risings, we are going to do a deep dive into your October forecast. Grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here and help you navigate all the chaos that's in store for the month ahead. As we start off for your October reading, don't forget to go back to the timestamp of your primary life coach in the planet by planet breakdown. That is going to give you a more in-depth understanding, date by date, what your primary life coach is up to, meaning this planet is teaching you the most amount of lessons, so you're going to want to know what they're up to. So let's go ahead and pull up the chart and get into it. So let's start out with the new moon happening right at the beginning of the month on the 2nd. We can see here that it is activating your 7th house. So this is a new moon, new beginning, new fresh start. However, it is an eclipse. And it's an eclipse with the south node. So this is nothing new for you, Aries risings. For the last year and a half, we've had the south node removing, sucking away anything in your partnerships that does not serve you. So you may had ending of relationships, business partnerships falling away, friendships that you've had for a long time just dissipating. There has been some sort of rearranging and removal that's been necessary when it comes to the deep, intimate connections that you have with another person. And this eclipse is going to have one last hurrah, one last shakeup in your relationship sector. However, we're ending on a high note. It is a new moon, so it's an opportunity for fresh, new energy for you to move forward. Also, we can see here that Mercury, as we begin October, is also in your 7th house. Wherever Mercury is, our mind is. So we're thinking, expressing, communicating, and connecting this month with people that you want to be in partnership with, having conversations, calling friends up, meeting up with people, and figuring out who are the people you want to attach to for your future. Now, we have a full moon in the middle of the month on the 17th. The full moon is going to highlight and illuminate your 1st house. So this month, my Aries risings, is a very relationship-focused month for you, as we are in Libra Sun season, with the sun highlighting and activating all the relationships in your life, the new moon happening there on the 2nd, and then in your 1st house, all about yourself, you have the full moon. That is going to highlight and illuminate yourself. What do you want? What do you need? What do you desire? Where have you not been giving yourself attention? Where have you not been prioritizing the things that you want in your life? That full moon might bring some of those things to light for you to pay attention to. Remember, the North Node is still in Aries until January 11th, your 1st house. So this has been a year and a half where you are allowed to be a little bit more selfish, where your eyes should be on the prize, the North Node, the North Star, all about you and bringing your energy home. Now, you also might be changing your identity around this full moon because of a relationship. So, for example, a relationship ends at the beginning of the month, or a business partnership ends, or something ends, and that changes your status. You go from in a relationship to single, or you decide to partner with someone at the beginning of the month in some way, and that changes your identity from single to in a partnership. That could also be in business as well. Now, we see here that your primary life coach Mars is in Cancer, your 4th house. So right now you're making decisions, taking action, motivated and driven to do things around the home, renovating your home, DIY projects, selling your home, or with your family, making moves, making decisions within the family unit. Now, when we have that full moon, it is going to be in a T-square to your ruling planet, your primary life coach. And so there is some action, some decisions that you need to make in relationships this month that may change where you live or who you live with in some capacity. So a little challenging of a month for you, definitely. As we get to the end of the month, your primary life coach Mars is going to be opposing Pluto in your career house. So my Aries rising's a powerful month, as you're going to have Pluto in your 10th house, Mars in your 4th house, the new moon and the full moon in your 1st and 7th. I call those our anchor charts, our anchor houses, because they are some of the most important areas of our life. Yourself, the people you're in relationship with, where you live, and the thing you do for a job. And all of that is being activated this month. So lots of shifts for you. Now, we also see Venus here in your 8th house. Wherever Venus is in the chart is the area of life that we are meant to attract some things, to make it more beautiful, to make it more pleasurable, to focus our energy there to improve it in some way. And this is your 8th house area. So this is joint finances, people investing in you, taxes, wills, inheritances, debts, and loans, opportunity to bring some beauty to those things, to solve some of these financial issues. Also, it is your area of sex and intimacy. So with Venus here in the 8th house, you might be
getting into a new relationship and feeling more intimate with someone, or you might need to be very vulnerable. This is also a placement for going to therapy and doing some healing. So that may come up with the relationship stuff shaking up for you, my Aries risings. And then lastly, I do want to highlight the fact that Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the 9th. When Jupiter goes retrograde, our opportunities and our luck dries up a little bit. And so pay attention. Any blessings or gifts or opportunities or expansion or growth you've had around your third house may kind of soak up and go backwards. Now, with Jupiter here, some blessings you may have received in the third house could be people that you network with, people in your community. Maybe it's getting a new car. Maybe you have published something or shared something on social media, as the third house is the house of messaging and storytelling. So maybe there's something you've been sharing, and now you've got to go back and go back over those things and squeeze a little bit more lemons to make a little bit more lemonade in that area of your life. So lots of things going on for you, Aries risings this month. Mars, your primary life coach, is going to be more active towards the second half of the month. So I think you will notice that as we get into the middle to the end of October, things are really going to start ramping up and shaking up for you. Mars is going to move into Leo, your 5th house, next month. So that's something you're going to want to pay attention to as a Mars-ruled person. And of course, by the time we get to Halloween, we are going to be in full Scorpio sun season. So when the sun moves into Scorpio on the 22nd, that is going to highlight and illuminate your 8th house where Venus is now. So you are going to focus your light, focus your energy, focus your attention on improving your wills or updating them, looking at inheritances, looking at your debts and loans, maybe having conversations around assets that you're sharing with other people. And again, highlighting your fears or wounds or things that you need to heal. So a healing time, a healing opportunity for you as we move out of October into November. And the channeled message I keep hearing for you, my Aries risings, is to remember that relationships ebb and flow. They're meant to shift, they're meant to change. Just because the energy isn't what you want it to be does not mean it's necessarily meant to be thrown away. So if you have relationships in your life that have some stuck and stagnant energy, you're wishing to change the patterns in them, my message to you would be to look at how you can break out of that routine, how you can shake it up and innovate and do something different. And that might help the relationship continue forward and thrive. But old patterns need to be broken and harmony needs to be reached, and there needs to be a give and take. So sometimes the relationship doesn't need to sever, it needs to be rebalanced, reharmonized. So I hope that message lands for you. I hope it resonates.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Taurus risings, I know we have a lot of chaos going on this month with your primary life coach, Venus, very active. Make sure you grab your birth chart and, of course, go back and listen to the timestamp for Venus so you have a better idea of what she's up to on specific dates. For more information, she's going to rule that solar eclipse, so that will be very potent for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart. We're going to navigate all of it to make sense of October 2024. Let's get into it.
Let's start out with the new and the full moon, as they're both very potent this month. We kick off with the solar eclipse on October 2nd, happening in your 6th house. So this is really important energy. And again, it's nothing new, as we've had south node eclipses here since last summer, but this is the final one. This is the closing of the chapter where we get to release and let go of something once and for all, but ending on a high note with that new moon. Your 6th house is your area of health, wellness, daily habits, daily routines. So you've been rearranging your life to find more balance, more harmony when it comes to your day-to-day. Maybe it's your work life, maybe it's your sleep schedule, maybe it's just finding ways to get your workouts in your busy day. So hopefully those are some lessons that you've learned. There's been some things that maybe have been rearranged or moved around when it comes to your day-to-day experiences. And now at this new moon, you want to pay attention to what new opportunities are opening up for you. Do you need to see a new doctor? Do you need a new workout plan? Do you need a new schedule at work? Instead of working 9 to 5, you work noon to 7. Do you need something in your day-to-day to shift so that you have more wellness? Now remember, my Taurus risings, with Libra in the 6th house, when it comes to how you stay well, is you need to have balance. You need to feel like the things that you're doing feel good, feel beautiful, feel pleasurable. So keep that in mind at this new moon. Some health things may be coming up. Now we have the full moon in the middle of the month on the 17th, and that is going to highlight and illuminate your 12th house. Full moons are already the energy of releasing and letting go. The 12th house is the house of completion and endings. We're letting go of karma. We're clearing cycles. We're detoxing things. We're letting go of what doesn't serve anymore. And with the North Node here since last summer, you've hopefully been having your eyes on that prize. That's your North Star right now, focusing your attention on your mental health, your emotions, and your energetic body, your auras, your chakras, things like that. And maybe you need to do some cord cutting, some cleansing, some rituals. Maybe you need to have more prayer in your life. Maybe you need to work on your mental health and your mental stamina. So there's some things here that are needing some work and needing some attention for you that full moon is going to highlight and illuminate. So this month, my Taurus risings, there's a huge focus on your overall well-being, from the physical side in Libra in your 6th house to your mental, emotional, and energetic side over in the 12th house in Aries. So that is the primary focus for you this month. Of course, Mars is going to be in a T-square to these energies. Mars says we have to make decisions. We have to move forward. We have to do something different. And Mars in Cancer is saying we have to do that differently so that we have more safety, more security, so we can nourish ourselves, so we can feel safe in our bodies, safe in our world. And so there's some sort of moves and decisions that you have to make that could really come up in the middle of the month around your overall well-being. Now let's focus on your primary life coach. What is she trying to teach you this month, as Venus is your ruling planet of your 1st house? So whatever Venus is up to matters the most for you. And we can see that Venus here is kicking off the month in Scorpio. This is beautiful energy in your 7th house. Whenever Venus comes to our 7th house, that brings beauty, pleasure, and attracts things into our life when it comes to our relationships, our partnerships, people that we want to collaborate with and connect with. If you're a business owner, you could be attracting in those ideal clients right now. Venus wants to go deep in Scorpio, having, intense conversations about things that really, really matter. So you have an opportunity to attract people into your life right now that could be with you for the long term. Now, Venus is going to move into Sagittarius on the same day of the full moon on the 17th. When that happens, your energy will shift, as you will have more energy towards traveling and adventuring and feeling more optimistic and feeling like, the world is your oyster in some capacity. So it'll be a shift of energy from being really deep and looking at all relationships with an intense lens of loyalty and discovery and wanting to really get to the roots of things, to all of a sudden feeling more lighthearted. So you're going to end the month on a high note, feeling like all things are possible. Of course, I want to bring up and remind you that Jupiter is going retrograde this month. Jupiter has been blessing you when it comes to your finances since May. When Jupiter moves forward, he brings gifts and opportunities and expansion, but he is going to go retrograde, so some things are going to dry up. So if you've had some financial opportunities, maybe your income has gone up, maybe you've gained a material possession like a new car. That is going to kind of go on pause now as Jupiter will retrograde until February. So your goal is to go back and squeeze the lemons a little bit more for more lemonade. So maybe you got a new job. Now you really got to put in the effort to that job. You're not getting any more opportunities right now. So remember that with the retrograde starting. And then the channeled message I keep getting for you, my Taurus risings, is to remember that you are on the pursuit of joy and pleasure and abundance because you are Venusian ruled. And so you look at your life with this lens of how can I make it more beautiful? And does this feel good to me? But this month, you're going to have to go a little bit deeper. It's not going to be as surface as you would like. You're going to have to find pleasure in being vulnerable, finding pleasure in exposing yourself and sharing your secrets and letting someone really, really, really get to know your soul. And so I'm going to challenge you this month, Taurus risings. The message I keep getting is to open up, open your heart, allow yourself to move through things. There's a lot of stuck and stagnant energy right now that you're meant to clear, that you're meant to purge, that you're meant to let go of. And if you can do that, when the sun moves into Scorpio, your 7th house, on the 22nd of this month for the Scorpio sun season, there is such an opportunity for the sun to heat up and illuminate all the relationships in your life, bring some life and intensity and vitality back to them. But you're going to have to get vulnerable and you're going to have to find pleasure in the uncomfortable spaces to go deeper in your partnerships with many different people in your life, not just romantically. So Taurus risings, that's the message I have for you. I hope that resonates. I hope that lands. I hope you enjoy this forecast. If you do, let me know in the comments.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comments section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it, and again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th. Or I'll just catch you in the next video. As we start off for your October reading, don't forget to go back to the timestamp of your primary life coach in the planet by planet breakdown. That is going to give you a more in-depth understanding, date by date, what your primary life coach is up to, meaning this planet is teaching you the most amount of lessons. So you're going to want to know what they're up to specifically in October of 2024. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart. We're going to navigate all of it to make sense of October 2024. Let's get into it.
The new and the full moon, as they're both extremely potent this month. We have the new moon on October 2nd as a solar eclipse, the final eclipse in the 5th house area of your life. The fifth house, I call it the fun house. It represents the area of life that lights you up, that brings you joy. It deals with your creative and passion projects. It deals with business if you're an entrepreneur. It also deals with dating and romance, your own children, your inner child, and anything you do for fun, like hobbies, games, entertainment, sporting events, things like that. Now, the South Node has been here since last summer, sucking, removing, vacuuming away anything that does not serve you, that is preventing you from having fun in your life. So hopefully you've been feeling that and letting things go that are preventing you from this. And we are ending this portal, this energy here with a new moon, a new opportunity to start new hobbies, to book things on your calendar, concerts and things that nurture your inner child. What's something you love to do as a kid where you get lost in time? The fifth house, because it's the fun house, is the house of the present moment. Now, also an opportunity for a shifting of energy with your children. Maybe they are going off to college or they're getting a job and they're dating someone and this energy is looking different. So there's a new relationship to form with your children if you're a parent. Now, of course, if you are launching a creative passion project or you've been working on something, this new moon energy is going to kind of give you that boost, that creativity that you need to move forward, as it is a new moon on steroids. But again, what's meant to be will be. It is an eclipse. And of course, if you're trying to date someone, this might be an opportunity where things are being removed. Maybe your busy life, a busy schedule, and now there might be some more time for dating. So I love this energy. That is going to be going on until the 22nd of the month as the sun is here heating up this area of your chart. Now, on the 17th, we have a full moon in your 11th house. The full moon highlights and illuminates things. It is going to show you what needs to be released and let go of when it comes to 11th house matters, which is friendships, communities, tribes, people that you don't align with anymore. Now, the North Node has been here again since last summer, so you have your eyes on the prize. You are focusing your energy and attention with your North Star in this area of your life. So maybe you've been getting out, meeting new friends, meeting new people since last summer. That has been great. But now some of those people may not resonate with you, or maybe you don't really get along with them and you're like, hey, okay, I've met all these new people. These ones have to go. These ones are going to stay. So there might be some decisions that you need to make around that full moon because Mars is in a T-square to that energy. And Mars says, let's make moves, let's make decisions, let's change some things up. Mars is parking and hanging out in your second house of money until April of next year. So there's some income decisions, some decisions to make around material possessions, things that you value and you prioritize. So there might be some money moves that you need to make that will then therefore affect the people that you network with, associate with, connect with, and show up in friendship with. Also, money decisions maybe need to be made when it comes to creative projects or your children, as Mars is T-squaring your 5th house and your 11th house. And of course, my Gemini risings, you are ruled by Mercury. So your primary life coach, Mercury, is in the 5th house as well this month. So what that means is your mind is going to be on 5th house matters. You are learning lessons around this area of life. So when the eclipse is highlighting that, your primary life coach is directly involved, keeping your mind on the things that bring you joy, that light you up, focusing your mind on that, learning new things, going out and researching new hobbies, or finding out when the calendar is for the local dance studio or the yoga studio if it's something you've been wanting to bring into your life. And your mind is going to be ripe for those creative projects that you're maybe wanting to launch or release, and a lot of communication maybe with your children as well. So keep that in mind. Your primary life coach will then move into the zodiac energy of Scorpio later in the month. When that happens, your mind is now going to be on your health, your wellness, your daily habits, your daily routines. So you're going to be focusing your mind on that, learning new things, maybe making doctor's appointments, having conversations with doctors, learning about new supplements, learning about new workout routines, looking at hiring a personal trainer, as your mind is going to be focusing on what brings you overall wellness. And of course, this month we have Venus, which brings beauty and pleasure into a certain area of our life for a period of time. She is already in your 6th house of health and wellness. So attracting in, magnetizing, looking for things to make your overall day-to-day life more beautiful. When the sun shows up there on the 22nd, that will highlight and illuminate your health house as well. So as we end October, lots of focus and energy on your day-to-day. So how long you sleep, your work-life balance, what you do, what you eat that keeps you well and keeps you vital. So a little focus and attention needed on the physical body later this month. And of course, don't forget, Jupiter is going to go retrograde this month. He has been expanding, blessing, and bringing opportunity to you, your 1st house. There's been maybe some abundance, expansion, some growth in your dreams, in your desires, in the things that you want, in different areas of your life. But now that's going to dry up. So don't expect things to move forward as quickly anymore as we move into February. You have to go back over everything that you've expanded into since May and squeeze out a little bit more juice from those lemons so you can get a little bit of extra lemonade. And then when we get to February, Jupiter is going to expand again. Lots of luck will come back in. Lots of new opportunities will come back in, but things won't be as forward moving as they have been over the summer. So my channeled message for you, my Gemini Risings, the message I keep getting for you as I'm looking at your chart is to remember that when it comes to what brings you joy, what lights you up, there is this energy around needing balance in all things. If you are overstimulated, if you're overtired, if you're overworked, if anything in your life is out of balance, you're not going to feel creative. You're not going to feel like things are really beautiful in your life. You need to make sure you are assessing on a regular basis the time that you need to make to just have space to be present. This month, there's a huge lesson with that. So if you find yourself doing too much of one thing in too much in one area of your life, there might be a jolt, a shock, or something that comes up to remind you to pull back and to have time for fun. So I would definitely say, if there's something you used to love to do as a child, where you would just get lost in time with and you would do for hours and hours, try to pick a day to pick up that hobby, to tap back into that energy. It will serve you so well this month, my Gemini Rising. So I hope this resonated. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below that you were here. And of course, I will see you in November's forecast. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified as soon as that video goes up.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour. And I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October. Have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Cancer Risings, I know you have a very active month ahead as we have the solar eclipse and the full moon in Aries, very, very potent energies. The moon is your primary life coach, so this is going to affect you more than everyone else. And of course, Mars is in your first house, so lots to discuss, lots to break down. Make sure you deep dive into my other videos for the new and the full moon in October, as there's going to be a lot more information for you specifically as you're ruled by the moon. But for now, to make sense of all the astro weather of October and how it'll affect you, grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here. Let's get into it.
We are just going to jump right in with the new and the full moon as you are ruled by the moon. So it is so important to know what is going on this month with the lunations for you, my Cancer Rising. So kicking off the month on October 2nd, we're going to have that new moon solar eclipse activating and highlighting your fourth house. Now, the fourth house area of your life is home, family. It deals with ancestors. It deals with deep-seated, rooted emotions from childhood, possibly. And so we've been having the eclipses rocking and rolling through this area of your life since last summer. So I would not be surprised if there's been some destined or fated changes when it comes to where you live, who you live with, renovations in your home, things needing to change within the family unit. Maybe people aren't getting along and not speaking anymore. Maybe people got married and you welcomed in someone new into your family. There has been a lot of energy and attention in this area of your life. And now we're at the solar eclipse with the south node removing and sucking away anything that does not serve you in this area of your life. So if you've been trying to sell your home or change something in your home, this could be the time where it kind of clicks into place and it's done once and for all. Although we are ending on a high note with a new moon. So new moon, new beginning, new fresh starts, all that you've been releasing and working on and letting go, there is now a portal of change. Something is different here. And this eclipse could bring that final piece of the puzzle to the fourth house area of your life. So pay attention to that energy. It's going to be a potent eclipse for you. Although it can be a little subtle because you've already been working on this. Now, when we get to the middle of the month, we're going to have that full moon in Aries in your career house. This is a big one for you, Cancer risings, because full moons highlight and illuminate things so that you can see them clearly in the middle of the night and you can release and let them go. So there's something in your 10th house. This is your career sector. This is your professional life, your reputation, the title that people call you, what you are known for in this world. And there's been changes over here with the North Node literally saying, hey, eyes on the prize, focus in on this area of your life. This full moon is now coming in and saying, okay, we've had changes. We've been focusing. What still has to go? This might be the moment that you quit that job or you get the promotion or you change industries or you change exactly what you are serving people, your title, your reputation. So something could be happening at this full moon that you're like, I'm letting go of the old to finally officially welcome in the new. Remember, we have one more eclipse here in March of 2025. And then when we get to that, it's going to be a new moon. So I could see that being the moment of like the official new career, the official new business, the official new thing. But there's something here, a transition between letting go of what has been so that you can have your final puzzle piece kick into place here. So this month, the big portals are happening. The lunations are happening between home and family and career and business. And so you're balancing these axes in your life, focusing your energy and attention on your career, which is changing your home life. You might be getting a new promotion, so you have to move. Or you sell your house and now you need to get a new job in a different part of town. Like there is something going on here. Or you have a new family member that comes in that you have to support. And so you need to get a promotion, you need to get a second job, or you finally need to go for your dreams. Like something is happening here. And what makes it very interesting is that we have Mars in your first house right now. Mars says, take action here, make decisions here, strategize, game plan. Most of our effort and energy as we're exerting outwards is on what you want, what you need, what you desire. This is in your first house. This is your physical body as well. So changes are happening in career and home, and you're having to make decisions about it based on what you want, what you need, what you desire. Mars is going to be here till April, all the way through that eclipse that is going to play out to close this chapter in your career house. So there are things and decisions you're making. Make sure you stay in alignment with what serves you best. Then, of course, we look at Venus. Venus says, hey, over here, you can find beauty, pleasure. We can attract and magnetize things to us. So she is beautifying your fifth house of fun, joy, hobbies, romance, creativity, passion projects, your children. So there's some opportunities for some blessings and that area of your life to become more beautiful. She is going to move into the zodiac energy of Sagittarius on the 17th of the month at that full moon. This is important for you, my Cancer risings, because then Venus will be attracting and magnetizing things into your sixth house, which is your health and wellness. It's also your career spaces of life. It is your work-life balance. And so when Venus gets there, I can really see your day-to-day habits becoming more beautiful, becoming more joyful and pleasurable. And maybe that is piggybacking off of the career change or something happening in your professional life on the 17th. Then Venus says, okay, then that made our day-to-day more beautiful. Now we don't have to work 9 to 5. Now we don't have to get up early. Now we don't have to do these things in our professional life. So my day-to-day is becoming more beautiful. So I love this energy for you. Of course, when the sun moves into the zodiac energy of Scorpio on the 22nd, now the sun is going to shine highlight and illuminate your 5th house. So time to have fun, time to play, time to go to concerts and get back into things that light you up and tap into your inner child. So I love this energy. Lastly, don't forget Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the 9th. He has been blessing, expanding, and growing you in your 12th house. So, expanding you in your spirituality, maybe your intuition, maybe you've been connecting to a spiritual practice, working on your mental health, working on your emotions, and now that is going to dry up and you have to work with what you got. So, if you started going to therapy, you want to go back and continue. If you started a new spiritual practice, anchor in, get more deeper with it. If you started going to a new church, really immerse yourself in it. Whatever you've been expanding in the 12th house, you now need to go back and work on squeezing a little bit more juice out of the lemons there. So keep that in mind. The channeled message I have for you, my Cancer risings this month, is to remember that your energy levels are going to fluctuate every 2 days as the moon moves into a different zodiac sign. Now, this applies to you all the time because the moon is your primary life coach. And as it moves every 2 to 3 days, you're going to feel that shift more than anyone else. However, Mars, your energy, your stamina is in your 1st house of your physical body. So you're going to be noticing wherever the moon is this month, you're going to feel it. Your energy might go up and down throughout the week. You might want to tackle a bunch of projects on Monday, and then the moon moves into a different energy the next day, and you are just flatlined, laid on the couch. Honor your energy in your physical body this month. It might be a little bit of a roller coaster. So I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope it resonated with you. Let me know how you're feeling at this time, and I look forward to chatting with you more in next month's forecast. Let me know in the comments that you were here so I can say hello.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it, and again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th. Or I'll just catch you in the next video. Leo risings, you have the sun in Libra into the zodiac energy of Scorpio ruling you this month as you are ruled by the sun. Lots to discuss. It is a crazy, wild, volatile month. By November, Mars is going to move into your 1st house, which is bringing you a surge of energy. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Grab your birth chart. Let's go ahead and start making sense of all the crazy, chaotic weather. Grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here. Let's get into it.
So let's start out with the new and the full moon, as they're both extremely potent this month. We can see that the new moon, the solar eclipse happening on October 2nd, is activating your third house space. Now, with the third house, we are looking at your area of life of your mental health. We are looking at communication, sharing your message, sharing your story, posting on social media. It deals a lot with your networks, your community, the people that you surround yourself with, your siblings, your neighbors. It deals with transportation, like your cars or your bikes. It also deals with technology, your computers, your phones, all of these things. And so with the South Node here since last summer, there's been some rearranging. There's been some things removed from this area of your life. It also deals with your mind, what you've known, the data you've accumulated from school, from podcasts, and there's been something you've been needing to release. Some information, maybe you went to school and now that program does not apply to your life anymore. Maybe you've released and let go of a car or a vehicle in the last year and a half. Something has shifted in this third house, and now we end this ecliptic portal here with a high note, with a new moon. So a new opportunity, a new blessing coming in that is fated for you. So you could get a new car. You could get an opportunity to travel somewhere, maybe to see your siblings. You might get an opportunity to speak at an event, to share your story, to start a new social media project. Maybe there is a podcast or book or something you're wanting to launch out into the world. This eclipse could bring something fated to you that could help you do that, to help you get that out. So keep that in mind. You are also ruled by the sun. So wherever the sun is, whatever sun season we're in, highlights and activates that area of your chart more than it does for anyone else. So being in Libra sun season, this is going to highlight and activate your mind, communication, conversations, sharing, learning things. You might want to go back to school or take a course during this Libra sun season. So pay attention. The new moon eclipse is going to activate that. And then Libra sun season until the 22nd is going to continue asking you to focus your energy and attention on this area of your life. Then we have the full moon on the 17th, which is going to highlight and illuminate in the middle of the night what you haven't seen recently in your 9th house. The 9th house deals with your wisdom, your beliefs, your philosophy, your view and perspective on the world. What is being highlighted right now that doesn't serve you that needs to be released? Is it your political affiliation? Is it your religious beliefs? Is it something that you've been telling yourself, the story that you made up in your head for a really long time, and you're like, you know what? This narrative does not serve me anymore. So there's something that has to be released in this area of your life at the full moon. Now, the North Node is here, drawing your attention and saying, hey, eyes on the prize over here, North Star, focus on this area of your life. And so with this still being activated until next year with one final eclipse in March, there is still some wisdom you have to gain, some bucket list items you need to check off, some places you need to travel, a retreat you need to go on. So there is something here with this full moon that is showing up that you're saying, you know what, this has to go because I still need to learn and live. This might be hiring a mentor. You might need to still go back to school and get another certification. There's something that's being illuminated for you to acknowledge and pay attention to on this full moon. It's going to be a little volatile because we have Mars in a square with this energy. Mars is in your 12th house. So there is Mars taking action around your mental health, your emotional health, subconscious belief systems, your energy levels, your energetic body. There might be some need right now to put effort and energy into cord cutting, detoxing your body, cleansing, purging, purifying in some way, starting and taking action, Mars, on a spiritual practice, getting back into a spiritual routine, getting back into church or whatever you believe in, so that you can gain more wisdom and perspective, so you can share your story. There's some mental thing really going on for you this month, my Leo risings. And of course, we are ruled by the sun. So when the sun leaves your 3rd house, enters into your 4th house on the 22nd, move into Scorpio sun season, the sun is going to highlight and illuminate your 4th house of home and family. So when we get to the end of the month, you are going to focus your light, your efforts, and your attention on home, family, renovating your home, moving home, being with your family, talking to your family, connecting with your family, heating up that area of your life for you to focus in on. And of course, Venus is here now. So Venus is already bringing some beauty and pleasure. Maybe you're wanting to organize your home, update your home, like do some beautification of it. And then Venus on the 17th, the same day as the full moon, is going to move into your 5th house. So she is going to really bring some beautification to the things in your life that bring you joy and pleasure. So if your romance or dating life needs a boost, Venus will show up to help make it feel more pleasurable. She's going to beautify any creative projects that you have that you've been working on, or also just allow you to have some more fun in your life in general towards the end of the month. And don't forget, Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the 9th. When Jupiter retrogrades, our opportunities, our blessings, our growth, our expansion dries up a little bit as we have to go back over anything we've already received from him. And this is in your 11th house of friendships, group, tribe, community. Maybe you've met new people, maybe you've connected with new people, but you haven't hung out with them a lot. Now you need to go back, reconnect with them, hang out with them a second time, go back to that meeting, reconnect with people that you've met since May of this year to get a little bit more lemonade out of those lemons. And of course, this deals with your future. So any goals or dreams or wishes that you've kind of brought onto your vision board, you need to go back over and work a little bit harder and have some plans to get to those future dreams and visions. So a lot going on for you this month, my Leo risings. The channeled message I keep getting for you, I keep hearing as I'm looking at your chart, is to remember that when it comes to the things in your life that you want to accomplish, things that you want to look towards, mental blocks are preventing you from getting there. There's some sort of mental story that you're telling yourself, whether it's subconscious beliefs, limiting mindset, money mindset. Like there's some mental things going on here this month that need to be overcome, that need to be tackled. So sitting down, I know that's hard for you, my Leo risings, as you are very passionate and bold and ruled by fire, but sitting down and really reflecting on why things aren't moving forward in your life right now and where those mental spaces are holding you back. So I hope that resonates. I hope you take that message to heart and work through that this month. Let me know you were here. I would love to say hi in the comments below. If you enjoyed this forecast, make sure you subscribe, come back. I will chit chat with you for the November forecast.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comments section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it, and again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Virgo risings, Mercury, your primary life coach, is very active this month. There's a lot going on. Let's break it down. Let's discuss all of the chaos. Don't forget to go back and listen to the timestamp for Mercury and the planet by planet breakdown so that you have a better idea of exactly what Mercury is up to on specific dates. Grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here. We're going to look to see what areas of life need your attention, need your focus, and what you can expect for October 2024. Let's get into it.
Let's start out with the new and the full moon. As we know, they are going to be very potent this month. Let's start out with the solar eclipse happening on October 2nd. This new moon is going to be bringing in new energy while it's closing out the portal of eclipses in your money house. So a big money moon for you on the 2nd. Now, this is nothing new for you as the South Node has already been here since last summer, sucking, vacuuming, clearing, removing things that don't serve you when it comes to your financial areas of life. So I would not be surprised if you've changed jobs, an income stream or income opportunity has been removed or taken away in some capacity. Also, looking at your material possessions, maybe you've sold some things, sold some purses or clothes, sold a car. Maybe there's assets that you're like, you know what, I just don't prioritize these anymore. I don't want to pay for them anymore, so I'm just going to let them go. So there's been some sort of removal with the South Node in your second house. Now, the beautiful thing with this new moon is we're ending this season of eclipses here with a new moon, a new beginning, a new fresh start. And so now this could be the point where this removal of all the things in your life has created space for a new possession, a new thing, a new room in your budget for something you really want for the next 19 years. Or there's a new income stream that finally shows up after you've said, you know what, I'm not going to do these 4 side hustles. They're taking away too much of my time. I'm just going to focus on my main job. And now all of a sudden a new opportunity comes in and shows up and is like, hey, we've made space for this. And now we can focus on this financially. So big energy around that new moon for you in your money sector. Then we have the full moon in your 8th house, the other financial area of your chart, highlighting and illuminating what you haven't been seeing that you need to release and let go of when it comes to money connected and tied to other people. So this could be a full moon where you're having to release and let go of a debt or a loan of some sort. You could be paying it off, or something comes up that you're like, hey, I forgot all about this debt. I better pay that off because I don't want that hanging over my head. There's also something when it comes to shared finances with other people. Maybe it's in your marriage. Maybe it's people you live with. Maybe it's a business partner. Something is being illuminated to be course corrected in some way. It deals with also loans, wills, taxes, inheritances. Some of those things might be coming to light for you to focus your energy and attention on. And of course, the 8th house deals with any other taboo topic like your fears, your traumas, your vulnerabilities, your intimacy, your sex life. Those kind of things could be coming up as well. Remember, the North Node is here, so our eyes are still on the prize, focusing our energy and attention on this 8th house area of our life. It's going to be very important for you as we have one final eclipse in March. So there is still something new that is coming in here. You might be taking on a new debt or loan of some sort, but that is going to benefit you down the long road. Maybe there is a new inheritances or lottery or some money that comes out of nowhere. Maybe you get married and someone else's money benefits you in some way. So there is rearranging this month in your financial sector. It is very potent and very prominent for you. So pay attention to your money this month. Mars is going to be squaring these energies, and Mars says we got to take action. We got to make a decision. So we have to decide what we're doing with our money, who we are supporting with our money, how we are making our money, what we are budgeting our money for, how we are investing our money. Like, there's a lot of money decisions going on for you. And Mars in the 11th house is saying we got to take some action towards our future. The 11th house is our future goals, future dreams, future wishes. So a lot of your money planning this month is going to be looking down the road in some capacity. Now, your primary life coach is Mercury. So wherever Mercury is teaching you the most amount of lessons this month. And Mercury is in your money house. So your mind is on your money is on your mind. You're thinking about it. You're asking questions. You're talking to people, financial advisors, business mentors. Like, there's a lot of money conversations happening, which is good. It supports you during this eclipse. And then we are going to have Mercury moving into your 3rd house, which is now your mind shifting into learning, getting more data, getting more facts, communicating, networking, connecting with people in general. So there might be a lot of need for transportation, traveling from point A to point B, using social media, taking courses. That might be playing out towards the end of the month as more of this financial stuff is coming up for you. Now, Venus brings beauty and pleasure into our life, and she has been beautifying your 3rd house. So if you are needing to share your story, you're needing to connect and communicate with people, conversations could be going very smoothly, but they're also deep conversations as your 3rd house is Scorpio. Once we get to the end of the month, Venus is going to move into Sagittarius. So she is going to help beautify your home, your family, renovation projects. All those things might really benefit you after the 17th when Venus moves into your 4th house. Now, don't forget, Jupiter is going to go retrograde this month on the 9th. Jupiter brings blessing, expansion, growth, and opportunities. He has been in your career house, your professional life since May. So if you've gotten a promotion, you've gotten job opportunities, you've gotten more clients, you've been able to take on a new career path, like new things in your career area are going to dry up. No more newness is coming your way. You're going to have to go back to what you've already received this year, squeeze some more juice out of it to make some more lemonade. So just circling back to what you've been given, work hard at it. And then when Jupiter comes out of retrograde in February, these career areas of your life will continue to expand. So don't be frustrated if things aren't working out as easy and smoothly as they have been in the 10th house area of your life. I do want to leave you with a channeled message that I keep getting for you Virgo risings as I'm looking at the chart. It is going to just be to remind you that when it comes to your finances, we don't want to make quick, dramatic decisions. With the eclipses here since last summer, things have been very fated and very destined, and the story is unfinished. So if you've been going through financial challenges or you feel like you've been thrown for a loop in the financial area of your life, don't be disappointed. Don't be defeated. We are not done with this cycle. We still have a little bit more potency, and how I see it unfolding for you with the North Node in the 8th house is someone is coming in, and I don't want to say to save or rescue you, but to support you, to come in and be the resource that you need to build up the financial area of your life. So I just wanted to give you that message. I kept hearing it loud and clear for you, Virgo risings. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments below. Pop in, say hello. If you enjoyed this forecast, make sure you subscribe, and I will catch you in the November monthly forecast video.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comments section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October. Have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th. Or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Libra risings, your primary life coach Venus is very active this month. She is ruling the first half of October, so lots to discuss, lots to break down. Make sure you grab your birth chart and of course, go back and listen to the timestamp for Venus so you have a better idea of what she's up to on specific dates. For more information, she's going to rule that solar eclipse, so that will be very potent for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart. We're going to navigate all of it to make sense of October 2024. Let's get into it.
Let's start out with the new and the full moons this month because they are both extremely potent. We kick off the month on October 2nd with the new moon solar eclipse happening in your first house. So this is your new moon of the year every single year. This year it's a solar eclipse. Now the south node has been here rocking and rolling you, who you are, your identity, what you want, what you need, what you desire since last summer. And this is the final hoorah of this eclipse here. And we're ending on a high note with a new moon. So it's an opportunity for a new beginning. What this could be looking like for you is you've been releasing and letting go of a past version of yourself, a way in which you've been showing up in the world. Maybe you've been changing your image, changing your appearance, changing your physical body, changing your wardrobe in some capacity in the last year and a half. If you go back and look to the person you were before last summer, maybe you just seem different to other people. You're projecting yourself in a whole nother way, shutting and releasing 19 years of the old version of you, and now ending with this eclipse with a new moon, a new beginning, to be seen in a different light by the people around you. Maybe your identity has changed. Maybe your career title has changed. Maybe your relationship status has changed. Something has changed in the way that you face the world. This eclipse could be bringing that final piece of the puzzle, some sort of change or shift. If you've been doing surgery or fitness program or updating your wardrobe, this is like that moment where people finally see you for who you want to be seen. So I love this energy for you. Of course, across the sky, we're going to have the full moon on the 17th, that full moon in Aries, highlighting and illuminating your 7th house. This is your relationship area of your life. So there are relationships in your life that you have not been seeing clearly, that this full moon is going to highlight and illuminate and say, hey, we might have to release this. We might have to let it go. Now, you may not have to let go of the relationship entirely, but there's some energy, some dynamics within the partnerships that are not serving you anymore, and they must go. They must be released at this time. So this could be romantic situations, business, friendship, clients, things like that could be coming up at this time. Now, don't forget the North Node is here, and it's going to be here until January, but we're going to have one final eclipse here in March. So this story is not finished yet. There's still some rearranging, some new friendships, some new relationships, some new people that are coming into your life that are going to serve you and be with you for a while. So if you're releasing and letting go of this time, don't be in scarcity mindset. New people are still going to be showing up. This month, there is a huge relationship focus for you with both new and the full moon in your relationship access. First house is all about me. 7th house is all about we. And there's some rearranging that is happening. One is affecting the other. The sun is in Libra, so we are in the sun season, highlighting and illuminating who you are. So there's a huge focus and attention this month for you to remember it's about you. It's about what you want, bringing balance back to yourself, bringing some self-worth and some pleasure back into your life because you are focusing on you. The sun is highlighting you right now, and you're just having to reevaluate how that's affecting and showing up in your relationships. Now, Mars is in your 10th house in a T square, helping you make decisions in your career area of life right now. Mars is going to stay here and hang out till April of next year. So there's some major career decisions, some strategy in your professional life, some changes that may need to be made around how you're showing up in the world, the title that you have, and what people see and know you as. So of course that can affect your relationships. Of course that can affect your identity. So if you are changing your wardrobe and showing up differently, that may impact your professional life. That might change the industry or the niche that you're in. It might change the way people see you and view you and give you a promotion or not. And of course, the way that you act in your career and what you have for a career can affect your relationships. That could be business partnerships and clients. So there is a lot going on with these 3 areas of your life this month. Of course, Libra Risings, you are ruled by Venus, your primary life coach. Wherever she is in the sky is the area that you have to focus your energy, focus your attention on. She is going to magnetize and make your life more beautiful. In your money house right now, she is in Scorpio. So attracting and bringing in financial opportunities, attracting in assets or resources that you might need, bringing in more income right now. This could be an opportunity for you to just say, do I actually like the way in which I'm making money? Do I actually enjoy how I'm receiving finances in my life? And so there's some reflection here as well. Venus is going to move into your 3rd house, into Sagittarius on the 17th, right after that full moon. And then you have an opportunity to attract and magnetize and make more beautiful your mindset, your communication, who you're connecting with, who you're sharing stories with. It could be an opportunity to launch a podcast, write a book, create a course, attend a course of some sort. So we're going to end the month with some mental shifts going on. And of course, don't forget this month, we have Jupiter going retrograde on the 9th. And he has been blessing, bringing opportunity, expansion, and growth to your 9th house, which is your belief systems, your philosophy. But there's also maybe been an opportunity since May for you to travel, to check some things off your bucket list, to explore the world, to gain some wisdom, some street smarts. And that might dry up now. So you might feel like you've just been on a rock and roll adventure, and now all of a sudden there is no opportunities to travel. Nothing is coming your way. That's okay. Go back over some of the things you've already received to gain some more wisdom from them. If you've already booked a trip, this is you taking that trip and not planning anymore. Just go squeeze a little juice out of it, make the best lemonade you can. Also, if you are looking to hire a mentor, or you've hired a mentor, or you've started a course or school, really focusing in on that is going to be huge as Jupiter is retrograding and going back over it, so you get some more wisdom, so you get some more blessings from what you've already begun since May. So that is your message this month. I do have one other channeled message for you, my Libra Risings. As I'm looking at your chart, I just keep hearing over and over again to remind you that this month, with so much relationship focus, and you are a relationship oriented person with Libra in your first house, that of course it's about balance, but it's okay to be selfish for a moment. There's this huge energy right now where you've been giving too much to other people in your life and you haven't been taking enough for yourself. You may need to set some boundaries in place. You may need to fight for your needs to be met. You may need to be a little bit of a warrior in your relationships and stand up for yourself, assert yourself. There is this need this month to remind people that you matter, that what you want is not crazy sauce, okay? There is some major decisions you're needing to make. And I really see a lot of these being in business and in partnerships where you have to stand up for your worth and remind people that their life is better because you're in it. You are a Venusian ruled person. You make life beautiful wherever you go. And so sometimes you just need to get into your power and share that. So I just wanted to remind you that message came through loud and clear. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments below. Pop in, say hi, let me know that you were here. And if you resonate with this forecast and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe. Come back for our November forecast.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it, and again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Scorpio risings, we have an intense month ahead as our two primary life coach of Pluto and Mars are very active. They're getting into a fight this month. Scorpio sun season, Venus in Scorpio, Mercury in Scorpio, all rocking and rolling through your first house. So we have a lot to discuss, a lot to break down. Make sure you go back and listen to the timestamps in the planet by planet breakdown for Pluto and Mars to get more context, more information, and grab your birth chart. I'll pull up the chart here. Let's dive into it.
Let's kick off with the new and the full moon, as they're both so potent this month. But my Scorpio risings, my lord, our primary life coaches of Mars and Pluto are in a fight. I think you are the rising sign that is going to be most impacted by October. So much to talk about, so much to dive into. Again, let's just start with the new moon first, happening on October 2nd. That new moon is highlighting, illuminating, bringing a new opportunity into your 12th house. And of course, it's an eclipse. And it's the final eclipse, wrapping up and closing things out. The south node vacuums away, removes, sucks off things that don't serve you anymore. Your 12th house is your karmic house. So there could be some very big karmic patterns cutting and clearing right now. Cords cutting, you releasing and letting go. There could be some dreams that are playing out, some unfinished stories, some unfinished energies, just finishing their cycle. It's like being in a washing machine and you're on that rinse cycle and everything is tumbling around everywhere and it feels really energetically chaotic and crazy, but things are being rinsed out, detox, purge, cleanse, purified in all areas of your life. There's a lot of energy right now that could be coming up to the surface with the sun in your 12th house. I notice for me as a Scorpio rising during this season, every year I have very vivid dreams. I have very premonition dreams. I can't sleep. Like my dream space, my dream world is very highlighted as the sun is traveling through the 12th house. So if that's happening to you, that's why it's going to get more potent in the first half of October, as that eclipse is going to bring up things that need to come out to the surface. However, this purification is going to be so beautiful because now we end this cycle with a new moon, a fresh new energy. It's like the cords are cut, everything is rinsed off, the dryer is ready for the new clothes to be cleansed and dried and fluffed, and like it's just going to get really juicy from here moving forward. Now, also, when we look across the sky at the full moon on the 17th, happening in your 6th house, this is your full moon of the year that highlights your physical health, your wellness, your day-to-day habits, your daily routines, and reflecting in the middle of the night what you can't see of what needs to be released. What is holding you back from having more wellness in your life? Do we need to focus more in on our supplements or sleep schedule? Do we need to go to the doctor? Like there's something being revealed in the middle of the month around your overall well-being. This could be your work-life balance. Something needs to shift, something needs to change. You need to focus more energy and attention on yourself and your well-being in some capacity. So pay attention around that full moon. Of course, the North Node is here, so your North Star is here, focusing your energy and attention on what you need, what you desire when it comes to your day-to-day life. So big potent full moon, because Mars, the primary life coach of Scorpio risings, is in an argument with this, in a square, saying we have to make a decision, we have to choose a lane, we have to do something, we have to change something so we can have more wellness in our life. This month, the axis between the new moon and the full moon is your wellness spaces, your physical, mental, emotional, and energetic body. There are all these pieces of you that are getting some purification right now, and you need to give it the energy and attention it deserves, with Mars saying, hey, this needs energy, square energy. It needs attention. A decision needs to be made around your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health. Super important. And then, of course, we throw Pluto into the mix, where Pluto says for his final moments in your 3rd house, he says, hey, let me come in and bring the energy of transformation, of alchemy, of death and rebirth, of saying, hey, you know what, that old karma, that old stuff that has been weighing you down, the cords, the mindset, the limiting beliefs, the subconscious programming, let's cut it out once and for all. Let's go deep. Let's purify it. Let's bring it up to the surface and release it. Same thing with your physical body. Old wounds, old things, old, I would even say pathogens, bacteria, viruses, things in your physical body that have been holding you back from living your optimal life. There is some purification happening for you. I love this up level for you. We're going to have one more eclipse in your health house in March as a new moon. And I feel like you're just going to get this renewal in your overall well-being. So this month might feel a little rocky as things are coming up. Again, think of like your body, your energy, your mental health, all like in a huge wash machine, and everything is just spinning around and it feels so chaotic. Stay grounded this month. there is some purification happening. Very beautiful, very potent energy. Now, Mars is going to be in your ninth house until April of next year. So we want to pay attention to this energy because Mars says we have to make new decisions. We have to change things. We have to strategize. The ninth house is your bucket list, where you want to travel. What wisdom do you want to gain? What experiences have you not had yet? So there's some planning and strategy of how you can expand beyond your horizons to live a more fulfilling life, to gain more street smarts, if you will. So some of that is going to be coming up this month as well. You might be booking some travels, but remember, Mars is going to go into his pre-shadow on the 5th. So anything after the 5th that you've been planning, booking, travel, etc., you may have to circle back, re-strategize, replan it in some capacity. If you are booking a retreat or planning a retreat or mentoring someone, you may need to be circling back. There's a little bit more work to be done. So keep that in mind. Venus this month is in your first house. We love this energy with Venus in the first house because Venus makes things more beautiful, magnetizes things. Venus, when she's in the first house, makes you feel more magnetic. People are attracted to you. People are paying attention to you. People are recognizing you. There's some beautification happening with your physical body. Again, that's in alignment with the full moon there. So your physical well-being, up-leveling, your glow-up season, you're adapting your wardrobe. Like, it's just such a beautiful energy for your physical body. And then Venus will move into your financial sector on the 17th, beautifying your finances, your income, your material possessions. We love that for you. You deserve it, Scorpio risings, by the second half of the month. At least that is going to be your saving grace. And Jupiter, of course, is going to retrograde in your 8th house of your debts, loans, taxes, inheritances, shared finances. So if something has been going good in the 8th house area of your life and Jupiter has been giving you some gifts, they might get dried up and you have to go back, squeeze a little bit more juice out of it to get some more lemonade. So going back over some debts or loans or something that you've taken on, maybe someone has shared money, shared finances with you, and you're going to have to go back and rework that to get a little bit more juice out of it. Or there's something going on with your taxes that you have to go back over, but those taxes could lead to another gift and a little bit of extra rebates or something like that. So pay attention to that, Scorpio risings. The channeled message I keep getting for you this month is to remember that you can handle hard things. Scorpio risings being ruled by Pluto and Mars, you can handle it. You can go deep. You can go through the fire. You can go through the whitewater rapids. You can handle it. So as the middle of the month might get a really, really, really sticky and icky as things are coming up and throwing you for a loop, as there's so much karma being cleared out of your physical and energetic body, I want you to stay grounded. I want you to put your feet on the earth, and I want you to remember you can do hard things. It's the message that kept coming up for me to remind you, Scorpio risings. I hope it resonates. Let me know how you're feeling. Say hello in the comments below, my fellow Scorpio risings. We're in it together. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're experiencing. If you like these types of videos and you enjoy these monthly forecasts, make sure you subscribe. Come back for the November monthly forecast.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comments section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October. Have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Sagittarius risings, we've got a lot going on for you this month. It is volatile, it is crazy. Your primary life coach, Jupiter, is going retrograde. Make sure you go back and listen to the timestamp for Jupiter in the planet by planet breakdown for more information, more context. Of course, I'm going to have a complete separate video for Jupiter's retrograde, as that will impact you the most. You're going to want to know what he's up to during this season. And of course, grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here. Let's dive into what you can expect and how to navigate it for October 2024.
Let's jump right in with the new and the full moon, because this month they are both so potent, so much energy going on around them. We'll kick off on October 2nd with the new moon solar eclipse, bringing in new energy. It's a new moon on steroids into your 11th house. Of course, it is an eclipse, so fated and destined experiences. The South Node has been rocking and rolling through this area of your life since last summer, so nothing new. We're finishing the cycle. We're finishing that chapter right now. Your 11th house space is friendship, tribe, community, being with people that are like-minded to you. But it also is your future, your goals, your dreams, your wishes, your aspirations, what you are looking forward to. The South Node has been removing anything that doesn't serve you. So maybe you've had a dream your whole life to accomplish a certain goal, to get a certain car, for example. And in the last year and a half, you're like, you know what? I actually don't want that car. I actually don't even want a car at all. I want to move to a country where I can take public transportation. Your future dreams and wishes have changed so much in the last year and a half. And now we are getting to the end of this ecliptic portal here in your 11th house with a new moon, ending it on a high note where you're like, oh, now I have the new vision. Now I have the new dream. Now I know what I want to accomplish. And it brings in this fated energy of like, this is possible and you're on the new track to move forward. And of course, we do have the South Node removing blocks from you that are preventing you from moving towards your future. When it comes to friendship, groups, tribes, you may have lost some friends. You may have realized that you don't align with people anymore. And it might have been friends that you've known for almost 20 years, with the South Node revisiting after 20 years. So if that's happened, this eclipse could bring in some new friendships, some new opportunities to connect and meet with new people after you've let go, and that's a-okay. Once we get to the middle of the month on the 17th, we're going to have a full moon highlighting and illuminating your 5th house. Your 5th house is your fun house. So it is going to highlight what you need to release out of your life that is preventing you from having joy, that is preventing you from feeling lit up every single day. Now, hopefully you've already been focusing on this with the North Node. The North Node is your North Star. Eyes on the prize. The North Node has been here since last summer. So hopefully you've been adding in new hobbies, new creative passion projects. Maybe you've been going to more sporting events. You've joined a dance class, something that is nourishing your inner child. If not, you still have an opportunity. The North Node will have one more eclipse here in March. So this story is not done yet, but this full moon is going to ask you to release things that are preventing you from having fun. Maybe you're super busy. Maybe you are afraid of starting that class. Like, there is something going on where you're like having to see it and having now to move towards a creative project or having more fun. This could also be in your romantic sector of life. The 5th house deals with dating and romance. And so this full moon might highlight someone that is actually not bringing you joy or is not aligned with you. This is also your area of entrepreneurship and business. So illuminating maybe a direction that you've been going that doesn't resonate anymore in your business, and you're now having to focus in a new area that is more aligned with what you want, what you need, and what you desire. Also, it could be with your children. Something is changing. Something is having to be let go with your children at this time. A big, potent, powerful full moon. Of course, Mars is squaring this energy, and Mars says we got to take action. We got to make decisions. You got to do something left or right. And so you are going to see here with Mars in your 8th house of shared assets, shared resources, finances, debts, loans, taxes, inheritances. You're going to have to make a lot of decisions in these areas of life between now and April of next year, as Mars is going to retrograde and just keep working on you here. So maybe you need to update your wills. Maybe you need to update your stock portfolio. This could be playing out with your children because, it is in a square to your fifth house of children. It could also be someone that is sharing their resources with you and you're having to make a decision of how much you want to connect and collaborate with them. And you met them at a networking event. Or you're working on your future and you're looking at your loans and your debts and you're like, I got to get these paid off, or your taxes. So some of these things might all be coming up as these areas of your life are very activated this month. So pay attention. Of course, your primary life coach is Jupiter. So you need to pay attention to what Jupiter is up to at any given moment as he's teaching you most of your lessons. Jupiter has been in forward motion. You love that, Sagittarius risings, as you're in forward motion, expanding, optimistic, growth, and just living life. This has been great for you, but now Jupiter is going to retrograde on the 9th. And so this is going to just dry you up a little bit. You're not going to feel as adventurous. You're not going to get as many opportunities. Luck may not be on your side. So we just want to acknowledge that it's going to be a shift of energy until February of next year. Now he is retrograding in your 7th house. This is your house of partnership. So since May, you may have had the opportunity to meet a lot of new people, maybe a new romantic partner, maybe a business partner, maybe new clients have been coming in. And now that is going to dry up. So no more new partnerships and relationships for a little while. You're going to have to go back to the ones you've already received or the ones you currently have and squeeze a little bit more juice out of them to make some more lemonade. So circle back to the people in your life, appreciate them, give them gratitude, give them some love, and you are going to still get some blessings, my Sagittarius risings. And of course, this month we have Venus in your 12th house. Venus is going to bring beauty and pleasure into your mental, emotional, and energetic spaces. She has an opportunity here to help you clear karma, to purify your vessel, to reset in a way that feels good so that you can start all over again when she enters into your first house on the 17th, right after that full moon. When Venus moves into your first house, you are going to be magnetic. People are going to be attracted to you. You're going to be more beautiful than ever. I call it your little glow up energy. That is going to be potent and very powerful at the end of the month. And of course, the sun will move into Scorpio. When that happens, the sun is going to highlight and illuminate your 12th house. Again, you're going to want to give a lot of energy and attention at the end of the month to your mental health, your emotions, your energetic body, doing some cord cutting, doing some chakra balancing, doing some energy healing of sorts. You might notice some vivid dreams coming up, but things just need to be purified so that you can start over when you get to Sagittarius season. It will be such a beautiful energy for you when you get into November. The last thing I want to share with you is just a channeled message that kept coming through when I was looking at your chart. And it's just the reminder that we don't always need to be on the go. Sagittarius risings, you love just living here on Earth School and tackling new things and being spontaneous and adventuring in different ways in different areas of your life and taking a little bit more of a risk. But this month, the message really is to allow yourself to just be, to not always need something, to not always see the grass is greener on the other side, but rather to be super present in the moment this month, to be super grateful for all the little things that you have. If you need adventure in your life, maybe it's small, little, tiny adventures that you don't need to be running out into the world for thrill and risk taking, but rather just enjoying the present moment. I kept hearing that message for you. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments below. Pop in, say hi. Let me know that you were here and you were listening to this today. And of course, if you enjoy this, hit subscribe. Come back for next month as we do the November breakdown, which will be a bunch of planets activating your first house.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comments section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. Capricorn Risings, we got a crazy volatile month as your primary life coach is in his final moments of his retrograde. Lord Karma is ending his retrograde energy in November, and karma will be served in rewards or punishments. You're used to this, my Capricorn Risings, but this month in October, your primary life coach is activating the grand water trine in the sky, also getting into a fight into a square with Venus and eventually Mercury. So we got to break that all down, make it all make sense for you. Make sure you go back and listen to the timestamp for Saturn in the planet by planet breakdown. You don't want to forget that. And then go ahead and grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here. Let's get into what you can expect in October 2024.
Let's start out with the new and the full moon this month. There is so much going on with both of them. They are so potent. When we look at that new moon on October 2nd, it is going to be highlighting and activating your 10th house, your career house, a very potent and powerful solar eclipse. New moons bring new opportunities, new fresh beginnings. This is on steroids, 10x that. And of course, the South Node has been here rocking and rolling your career house, removing things that don't serve you and ending patterns here since last summer. So this is nothing new for you, my Capricorn Risings. You are very driven. Typically, you are motivated, you want success, you want achievement, and that is definitely been playing out in your career house as you've been asking yourself, what direction do I want to go in? Maybe you've been ending a career. Maybe you retired. Maybe you are deciding that an industry you've been in for a long time isn't where you actually want to be. And so you've been removing, releasing, letting go, changing jobs. Maybe you've been a stay-at-home mom and now you're back to work. Or maybe you've been working and you've become a stay-at-home mom. Something has shifted in the last year and a half in the career area of your life. We're ending it with a high note with this final eclipse, new moon, new opportunity, fated and destined things and changes happening in your career sector. So pay attention. They may be subtle. It may just be the final piece of the puzzle that you've been working on and waiting on at this time. Then when we get to the full moon on the 17th, on the opposite side of your chart in your 4th house, this is a full moon highlighting and illuminating your area of home and family. So this is a time where you might be releasing and letting go of where you live or the people you live with. Or maybe you've been working on a renovation project for a really long time and this is the culmination point. This is the peak. This is where it's like all this hard work has been totally worth it. Now in your home, in your family life, when it comes to the family, you may be releasing and letting go of a pattern or a relationship with a family member at this time, realizing it doesn't serve you. Or maybe you're letting go of some generational trauma or something from your childhood. It's illuminated, you've done the healing, you've done the work, and at this time you're like, you know what? I'm letting it go. So this month, my Capricorn Risings, as the eclipse and this full moon, which will be very potent, is activating your career and your home and family life. This access in your life, you have been balancing back and forth. Maybe you got a new job and you had to move. Or maybe you sold your house and moved across town and you got a new job because of it. Like there's been some shifts in these very two important areas of your life. Maybe you've had a child again and you're now needing to focus more at home instead of at work or vice versa. So much going on. Now remember, Mars is going to be in a square with this energy most of the month. And Mars says we have to make decisions. We have to take action. We have to strategize, game plan. We have to do something about this area of our life. And Mars is in your 7th house of relationships all the way until April of next year. So relationships are changing. You're needing to make decisions. You're needing to put effort. You're needing to do something when it comes to the relationships in your life. And this month, that may be impacting, or because of your career or because of something going on in your home life, it is affecting your relationships. So this is a very important month for you. It is activating your anchor houses. I call your 10th, 4th, 7th, and 1st houses anchor houses because they're the most important areas of your life. 1st house is yourself. Your 7th house is your relationships. Your 10th house is your career, and your 4th house is your home life. These are very important. 3 of the 4 are being activated. I will definitely say your 1st house, the 4th area, is also being activated with Pluto here, ending his retrograde, having his final moments in your 1st house. So big shifts here for the month ahead for you. Now, let's talk about your primary life coach. Saturn. What is Saturn up to? Very important as you learn most of your lessons through Saturn's tough love. Now, Saturn is about to end his retrograde in November. Important to remember because when Saturn's retrograde, the lessons aren't as hard. They aren't as challenging. And when he comes out of retrograde, he's like, Lord Karma's here. Time to reward or punish. Let's serve the karma. And so you want to prepare. You want to make sure you've been learning these final lessons from your primary life coach. He's been in your 3rd house. So this is learning to communicate, learning to express yourself, learning to share your story, to share your truth. If there's something you've been needing to put out into the world, a blog, a podcast, a book, a course, something, this might be your time and your opportunity to do it as Saturn is asking you to create some foundations here. Maybe you are needing to take a course or learn something that you haven't learned yet, and it's time to do that, and you've been working on it. Maybe you need to see your siblings or do something in your neighborhood or travel somewhere, as your 3rd house is your networks and your travel transportation house, or update your technology. So learn these Saturn lessons and make sure you got them. Go back and watch my Saturn retrograde video. Listen for your rising sign. You want to make sure you are always paying attention to Lord Karma. And then, of course, let's look at Venus. Venus is making your 11th house more beautiful this month as she is in Scorpio. The 11th house is friendship, tribe, and community. You could be attracting in new friends, new people, meeting up with people. You could also be magnetizing things and resources into your life that benefits you in your future, as the 11th house is your dreams, your wishes, and your aspirations. On the 17th, she is going to move into your 12th house. This is a time right now when you get to the 17th through the end of the month where you get to attract and magnetize some healing, some cleansing, some purifying, and releasing and letting go so you can start fresh when we get into November. Now, the sun is going to highlight and illuminate your career house for the rest of the month, and then it is going to move into your friendship sector after the 22nd. So you want to really focus in, get with people, meet up with friends, put some things on your calendar to connect with your tribe towards the end of the month. And of course, don't forget, Jupiter is going retrograde in your 6th house on the 9th. Jupiter brings blessings, opportunity, and growth. So maybe your physical health, your day-to-day habits, your wellness has been getting a boost, has been expanding. Maybe you've gotten a new doctor. Maybe you've started a new workout plan. Like something has been growing in your 6th house of health and wellness. And now that is going to dry up. And you're going to have to go back over what you've been given, what you've already received, squeeze some more juice out of it to make some lemonade. So if you've gotten a new diet plan, but you haven't been following it, it's time to get on it. If you've got some new supplements, you haven't been taking it, it's time to get on it. So whatever you need to do to feel more well, get back on it when Jupiter goes retrograde. And then my final message for you, the channeled message I got for you, my Capricorn Risings, is to remember that this month of October, we have a lot of shifts going on in important areas of your life. And so the message is you don't need to do it all at once. You are ruled by Saturn, and so you are good at working and sticking things through for the long time. But when all these energies come in and it feels like all these decisions and all these changes and all this karmic stuff is happening with the eclipses, you're like thinking you need to do it all. You want to succeed, you want to do it right. This month, I'm going to invite you to remember one step at a time. As things are coming at you, don't tackle them all at once. Come back to yourself and say, what needs my priority? What needs to be handled right now? And what can I just wait it out? Where can I let the universe work it out for me so I don't need to do all the work myself? So I hope that resonates. I hope you work through that energy. Let me know that you were here. Say hi in the comments so I can say hello back. And of course, if you like these type of forecasts, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, come back when we get to November for the monthly overview.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour, and I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it, and again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Aquarius risings, you have a big gift of Pluto showing up in your first house in a hot minute. But before then, we got to get ready for it. So this month, your primary life coach of Saturn and Uranus are very active, creating change and chaos and disruption in your life and in the cosmic weather. We'll break all of that down, but make sure you go back and listen to the timestamps in the planet by planet breakdown for Saturn and for Uranus for more context. And of course, grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here and let's go ahead and get into it.
Let's kick off with the new and the full moon this month, as they are both so important, so potent. Kicking off with the new moon on October 2nd, we have the new moon highlighting, illuminating, and bringing in new fresh energy into your ninth house spaces. Of course, the South Node has been rocking and rolling through this area of your life since last summer, so nothing new. This is your area of life when it comes to your lived experience, the wisdom and knowledge you gain. I call it your school, street smart experience. So you are just out here living life. Hopefully you've been traveling, checking things off your bucket list. You've been changing your beliefs on life, your view on life, because you've learned a lot of things in the last year and a half. This has been a very higher conscious up-leveling experience for you, my Aquarius risings. Now, this new moon is going to be the last piece of that puzzle. It ends on a high note with a new moon bringing in new opportunities. This could be bringing in a new travel adventure, a new opportunity to go on a retreat, a new mentor in your life, a new course or back to school opportunity of some sorts. This could also be just you figuring out what you've learned and what you've experienced and say, you know what, I'm changing my beliefs. I'm changing my perspective. I'm changing my story. I'm changing the narrative. So it's a very mental solar eclipse for you that impacts the way in which you're living your life. But once we get to the full moon on the 17th, that full moon is highlighting and illuminating your third house, where the North Node has been. Again, the mental spaces of your life. I think of the third house as the area of life of like school smarts, like what you learned in a book, in a podcast, what you read. The ninth house is what you've lived. It's your street smarts. It's what you know because you've actually physically experienced it. And so that full moon is going to highlight and illuminate old mental information that no longer applies, that you're willing to release and let go of, because the data points you've collected during this ecliptic cycle is based on your lived experiences. So, for example, maybe your political beliefs have been a certain something your whole life because you've been told it, you've read it in a book, you listened to it on the news. But now your lived experience is saying, hey, actually, that's not how I feel. That's not what I think. And so things like that could be shifting in many different areas of your life. So that full moon might highlight and illuminate some other information you're still wanting to learn, a new podcast you might be starting, a new course that you want to, switch directions. Maybe you're going to school for this and you decide you want to study that instead. The North Node is still going to be here until next year. So there is one final piece of this puzzle of information you still need to focus on that you're still learning. So a lot of mental things going on for you this month. Now, remember, Mars is going to square this energy, and Mars says we have to make decisions, we have to change things, we have to strategize and game plan. And Mars is going to be in your sixth house of health and wellness, your day-to-day habits, all the way till April, of next year. So there's a lot of energy, your masculine energy, your attention is on your physical well-being, your day-to-day habits, the supplements you take, your sleep schedule, your work-life balance, when you work, how much you work, all these decisions you're going to have to make so that you have more vitality, you have more wellness. And of course, this is ruled by the moon for you. So just remember, as the moon changes zodiac signs this month, every 2 to 3 days, it is going to affect your overall well-being and how you're feeling energetically. So just pay attention to that. Allow yourself to be really, energized for 2 days, and then all of a sudden you crash and hit a wall and you want to lay on the couch. That's okay. That is very much expected this month for you, my Aquarius risings. Now let's talk about your primary life coach, Saturn and Uranus. Wherever they are, whatever they're up to this month is going to be very important for you to pay attention to. Saturn is in your second house of money. These are lessons hopefully you've been learning since March of last year. Saturn says, I'm going to give you an obstacle. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to test you to make sure you are strong and you have a stable foundation. This is your money house, getting your money watertight. Now, you like to put your head in the sand here. This is typical with Pisces in our money house, but hopefully you have looked at things with 2020 vision, seen exactly what you need to do with your finances, your income, your material possessions, your budget. Saturn is coming out of retrograde next month. So he is going to serve up karma, rewards or punishments, depending on how good you've been with your money and how clear of a vision you've had, how watertight you've locked it down. So pay attention, that is coming up for you. Now, Uranus, on the other hand, Uranus is the rebel, the revolutionary. He wants to shake you up. He wants to liberate you from an area of your life that you've been stuck in, which has been your home and your family. So maybe there's patterns in your family that have been going on for so long and it's time to break free. He is also retrograde right now. So you're having to go back over conversations that have left unfinished with family members. Have that final conversation to free yourself. This could also be your home. Some of you might be moving home or shaking up your home, traveling and moving to another country and building a home in another country. Those things could be coming up over the next couple months for you as well. Now, Venus is in your 10th house of career as we start out the month. So she is helping beautify your career, your industry, your niche, your reputation, your title, what you're known for. You could get promotions. You could attract more clients. You could be seen and respected more in your industry, which is so beautiful. However, she is going to oppose Uranus towards the 14th of the month. And so there could be some things in your career life that have been expanding and more beautiful that then affects the way that your family reacts to you. So just pay attention to that. Of course, when we get to the 9th of the month, Jupiter is going to retrograde. So we want to pay attention to this. Jupiter is going to go backwards, meaning he's going to dry up his gifts and expansion and blessing and opportunities he's been giving you. And you're going to have to go back over what you've already received since May. This is happening in your 5th house. So creative projects you've started, you need to go back and finish them. Hobbies or fun or games or entertainment or things that you've begun, you need to go back to it. You started a dance class, go back to it. You started a yoga class, go back to it. There could also be opportunities with children and fertility that maybe hasn't been working, and now you got to go back and improve your health and well-being. That's something else that you may have to tap into. So a lot going on for you, Aquarius risings, this month. There is some shakeups and some liberation that is coming to you in the perspective of your finances and your home life. So just allow that to happen. My final message for you, my Aquarius risings, is you are good at going against the grain, going against the conventional norm. You are willing to think outside of the box. And this is a month where you have to be very innovative. You have to tap into that energy. I just keep hearing this message over and over again for you that you have to, when something is coming your way to solve a problem or something's not working or the energy is being thrown at you, you have to tap into your creative genius. What is a different way to reach this result? Why is this not working? Oh, because I'm doing it in a traditional way, the way it's always been done, the way someone else has told me to do it, but I need to do it in a completely different way. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go outside of the norm. I'm going to try this out to solve this problem. So that could be in any area of your life. I just keep hearing that message. I hope it resonates. Let me know if you hear it. And also pop into the comments, say hi. Let me know that you were here and that you were listening to me today. I'd be honored to say hi back. And of course, if you like these types of forecasts, hit subscribe, come back and get your November detailed forecast.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour. And I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th. Or I'll just catch you in the next video. My Pisces risings, I know you've been rocking and rolling from the cosmic weather of that full moon lunar eclipse last month. There's a lot of activations that have been going on for you. We're going to break it down today. What's in store for October? Your primary life coaches of Jupiter and Neptune are active this month, with Jupiter going retrograde. So that is definitely going to affect you. You're going to want to go ahead and look at the timestamps for Neptune and Jupiter in the planet by planet breakdown for more context and more information to understand how this might play out in your life. And grab your birth chart and I'll pull up the chart here. Let's go ahead and get into it.
So let's start out with me just checking in. How are you doing? I know it has been rough since that lunar eclipse on the 17th for you, my Pisces risings. We are going to kick off and just get right into the new and the full moon this month. They are going to be very potent, very active, starting out with the solar eclipse on October 2nd. That is going to be the final eclipse in this area of your chart. The south node has been rocking and rolling through here, releasing, removing, sucking away anything that doesn't serve you, things that have to go. And we're ending it on a high note with a new moon. New beginning, 10x the supermoon energy. This is happening in your 8th house. Your 8th house is your area of life, of debts, loans, taxes, inheritances, joint finances, money that connects you to other people. So there have been maybe some loans that you've paid off, some debts that you got rid of. Also, it could be an opportunity this past year and a half where you've gotten rid of some people that, not only owe you money or maybe you've been connected to financially, but you've released that from your life. And so now there's this freedom in this space, and this new moon is coming in with some fated opportunities for you to step forward in a new way with your finances. Maybe you do take on a new loan, but it's for something that you really want, maybe a new car or a business loan of some sort. Or maybe there's an opportunity for you to connect with someone who has assets and resources, and there's a new connection, a new partnership forming. So there's some newness coming into this taboo space of your life. It could also be the opportunity for a new intimate relationship, a new growth in your sexuality or sensuality. It could be an opportunity to get therapy, as this is an area of fears and traumas and wounds that are deep rooted and deep seated. So maybe you meet a new therapist at this time. It's a very fated time for you to look at this area of your life. And of course, when we get to the full moon on October 17th, that is going to highlight and illuminate your other financial area of life, your money, income, budget, material possessions. That full moon may highlight and say, hey, where do we need to release things out of our budget that don't serve anymore? Where do we need to release an income stream that is actually really not profitable? Where do we need to let go of some of our material possessions that are weighing us down? So there is something in this financial area in the middle of the month that is coming up. Now, it could be volatile, it could be surprising, it could be unexpected. There are big decisions and changes that need to be made with this energy, as Mars is squaring your financial areas of life. So Mars is saying we need to make a decision. We need to move forward. We need to strategize. We need to game plan. And he's in your fun house. He's in your area of creativity and your passion projects. It's also the area of entrepreneurship. So if you're a business owner, there are business decisions that are needing to be made this month with your money. Who you're attaching it to, how you're making it, what you're investing in, what you're possessing, like so many major decisions in these financial areas of your life. Now, remember, we have one final eclipse with the North Node in your income sector in March of next year. I can see this being the time where this new income potential, this new income stream comes in and it clicks into place. So that could be very powerful and potent as well. Something to look forward to. Now, let's talk about your primary life coaches, Neptune and Jupiter. You need to know where they are, what they're up to every single month, as they're the two planets that affect you the most. Starting out with Neptune, we know that Neptune has been in your first house for quite some time. He's in his retrograde energy. And so this month, he's not very active. Just remember that you are meant to look at life in a way, to have a vision, to have a dream, to have faith. And right now, that might be really hard as Neptune is retrograding and you're just seeing the world for the harshness that it is. And that can be really hard for you, my Pisces risings. You might be more energetically sensitive. You might have more heightened intuitive awareness. So just honor that this month. On the flip side, Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the 9th. You are going to feel this as well. You are usually optimistic, you are usually adventurous, or you allow yourself to just go through life from a higher perspective. But now that Jupiter is retrograding, that is going to dry up. Any blessings, expansion, growth, gifts that he gives you on a regular basis, it's not going to be happening for a little while until February of next year. So just honor that. Jupiter has been expanding and blessing you in your 4th house of home and family. Now that he's going to retrograde, you're going to have to go back maybe over some renovations that you started or haven't started yet that need to get done. You need to go back over maybe something that has happened in your family to circle back. There are some gifts that have been given in this area of your life that need a little bit more of your attention. Now, Venus this month is bringing beauty and pleasure, attracting and magnetizing things into your 9th house. So there could be opportunities that come up to travel, to go on a retreat, to learn something, to hire a mentor. There's some beautification that's happening with your viewpoint on life, some Earth School lived experiences coming your way. And then she's going to move into your career sector on the 17th. I love this energy for you, especially because we have so much financial stuff going on for you, that when Venus moves into your career house on the 17th, she is going to beautify, magnetize, and bring in more pleasure to not only your professional life, but also into how people see you and view you in the world, what they know you as. And so this could be a promotion, a raise, changing industries in some way that is more profitable for you. So I love this energy. Great great opportunity for you, my Pisces risings, after all that you've been through. So I know this could be a very potent month for you. Allow yourself to just rock and roll through it. Of course, Saturn is going to come out of retrograde next month in your first house. So make sure you know those Saturn lessons he's been trying to teach you. Head back to my Saturn retrograde video. Listen for your rising sign so you know what lessons to learn, to master before Lord Karma serves his rewards or punishments next month. So the last thing is the channeled message I kept getting for my Pisces risings as I'm looking at the chart, as I'm feeling into this energy of the month ahead, is to remember that we do have shifts in store. And these shifts in store are going to require you to feel into your intuition. You are an intuitive being. And usually with Mars in different zodiac signs, you make decisions from, what is in. You might make decisions based on the data or the facts. You might make decisions based on what other people do from peer pressure. This month, with Mars in an intuitive water energy of Cancer and you being a very heightened intuitive being, decisions have to come from this place of inner knowing, inner resonance, really tapping into your guides, God, source, whatever you believe in, a higher power, the universe. Tapping into that is going to really, really help you make your financial decisions this month. So remember that. I hope that resonates. Let me know. Pop into the comments, say hi. Let me know that you were here. I would absolutely love that. If you enjoy these types of forecasts, make sure you hit subscribe. Come back for the November forecast.
So that's all I have for you today. I hope this information was insightful. I hope it helps you make sense of your chaos for the month ahead of October. If you could do me a favor, let me know you were here. Say hello in the comment section below. Not only does it boost me up in the algorithm and it shows me that you find my content valuable, but I just love connecting with you. I consider you my Astro family member, as someone who is interested in astrology and uses it as a tool to navigate their day-to-day life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are looking for a 2024 astro forecast reading, I would be honored to dive in with you. If I've done one for you in the past, I can't wait to reconnect and hear how your year went for 2024. And as we look forward into 2025, with the changing of major planets into new energies that they've never been before, looking forward with you and seeing where there's going to be shifts in your life and new places for you to focus your attention. If you've never done a reading with me before, how you do it is you head to the description box below. I have my Calendly booking link there. You're going to claim your spot. I'll send you an email to confirm it. I will get all of your birth information. I will create a 40-page PDF of all the astro weather that is going on in the upcoming year that is impacting your chart. And then we will meet together on Zoom live for an hour. And I'm going to deep dive not only to what I put in the PDF, but even more information to help you navigate your year ahead. Many of my clients like to bring their 2025 Astro Forecast Journal with them to their forecast reading so that they can take notes and talk more about what is coming up in the year and have that marked in their journal so they remember when that astro weather event comes up. So if you want to make sure you have your 2025 edition in time for your reading, you can go ahead again in the description box below. There will be a pre-sale. You can get your copy delivered by middle of October, have your hands on it. And again, another tool and resource for you to navigate the uncharted territory and the new energy coming for us in 2025. So with all of that, I look forward to connecting with you, hopefully in a reading for 2025. I am booking out very quickly. So if you want your reading before January 1st, I highly recommend you go claim your spot and we can connect there. Until then, I may see you in our live on our planning video, September 29th, or I'll just catch you in the next video.